2.30 successful.
Officer still stands for time? No. Offender in custody?
Is the camera gonna work?
This is weird. Is it going to work? There we go. Oh my gosh. What's up, everybody? Good morning. We're going to be going through part 3 of the press conference Q&As. This will be the press conference from 11:23 that we'll be going over today. And I think that's the last of the long ones until you get to the arrest of Koberger. So after this episode, we'll probably be bunching, I don't know, I'd say we probably have 3 more episodes to go, somewhere around there, after today. Of course, we'll always do a little bit of case chat in the beginning, just to, continue up with the conversation and whatever comes out. Also, the PCA, there's been so many comments. There's been so many comments about how Dylan stated that the person left through the sliding glass door, and I want to continue to reiterate that if you look at the PCA, it states that DM says they went towards the sliding glass doors. So for all the comments but DM says that they walked. No, DM stated in the PCA they walked towards. That's why I said if somebody that committed the crime left that behind, they would have already checked the second bedroom. And instead of DM stating they walked towards the sliding glass door, DM would have stated they walked upstairs. Because if they would have left it, they probably would have went back to go look for it before they left. I'm just saying. Kib Kitty ticket number 7, thank you for hopping in. 49er girl ticket number 8, got some rest. We got some work done last night. Thank you all for a wonderful show yesterday. Appreciate all the positivity. It was great. Got to go through a lot of footage. That was awesome. Got to show it to you guys. It was exciting. Thank you all for hanging out yesterday. Appreciate it. And thank you for coming in today. Lynn T, ticket number 10 with the new icon photo. Thank you. D. Marie, ticket number 9. Come on, StreamYard. See, it's on delay. What's going on? Storm Dancer, what's up? Emily Tate, Leah, ticket number 16. Thank you. AG, ticket number 17. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying. We're going to be covering another case coming up here soon. It's going to be interesting. Thank you, AG. I appreciate you reaching out. Riddler, Happy New Year to you, too. Thank you for hopping in. Ticket 18, thank you. Nope, we are just getting started. I don't know. I mean, I didn't see any new documents as of like 15 minutes ago. I didn't see anything. We're going to check out a little bit of Idaho4 and some other things today. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Charismatically clever. Did that. Definitely go sub. Kim, oh, how are you? Good morning. And there it is right there, see? Charismatically clever. Go hit up that sub. Very talented individual. What's up, Tammy? Thank you for hopping in, and good morning to you. Moonvale, what's up? I need a drink of my coffee. That's a good, I like that. I like that. I was thinking fear. Because no man wants to have fear. But if you don't have fear, if you lose it, then what do you become? You know? So it's kind of like you got to have that balance, you know? So I like that. I like that, though. I don't know. I was thinking fear, but the answer is, where's it at? A lawsuit. There we go. I like that, though. I was thinking fear because I wouldn't want to lose fear. I love having fear because it gives me motivation. Like, I get a lot of my motivation comes from doubt and fear and not being good enough. That's where all my motivation comes from. That's why I work so hard. I just keep working because I'm like, yo, I got to be better than yesterday. Every single day, I got to be better than the day before because it's about progress. Made aware? What does that mean, Tabby? The intro? I know. I love it. Shout out Architect too. What's up? What's up, John Morgan? Charlie Brown, ticket number 28. I'm back again, and we'll be back tonight too. Pretty sure. Moonvale. I think tonight'll just be a, we'll be going through, hanging out, case talk. It's not. I don't. As far as I know, you know how it goes though. Everything's on the fly. So, ticket number 32. So who knows? It might be a specific topic tonight, but I think I'm just gonna do like just a regular case chat, whatever. Yeah, John Morgan. That's for sure. Thank you, Kib Kitty. Ticket number 37, Dre. And it was yes to the gold, Dre. It was yes to the gold. Yeah, I'm wondering if DM was Charlie Brown. I've always, when you look at the PCA, and I'll show that again because I got to show everybody. It says towards sliding glass door. It's worse than the tunnel, than the, like towards. What do you mean? The PCA's been out for damn near a year. Like towards. But if you look at the PCA, we read into it a lot that first month, January last year, a year ago. Almost 3 more days and it'll be a year to the day. We should have a special show on that. What is that? Friday? Is the 5th Friday? We should have a special show on the day the PCA came out. We should hang back and rewatch the show when the PCA came out. I think that'd be cool. Hang out and watch it. But if you look at the PCA, it states bushy in 2 different spots, and they're and you mix the bushy with the clad in black. Charlie Brown, I always thought they were suggested questions. Like, they didn't want to talk. Think about it. If they wanted to talk, would they have waited 8 hours to call? I doubt it. I mean, let's just be real. If they wanted to talk, there wouldn't have been an 8-hour delay. They lawyered up right away. So you have an 8-hour delay. You lawyer up right away. And you're gonna tell me that all of a sudden, clad in black and bushy eyebrows in another spot in the PCA too, and it's just like, wait a minute. These had to be suggested. Did they have skinny eyebrows, DM? I don't know. Did they have like vanilla ice? Like I don't know. What color eyes I don't know. Do you know it? I don't know. Okay, well, I need something. How tall were they? I don't know. Were they shorter than you? No. Were they taller than you? I mean, I guess. You guess? I don't know. I guess. I don't know. Same height as me, I guess. Or a little. Okay. Now back to the eyebrows. You only saw the eyes and the eyebrows? Yeah. Okay. Were they thick eyebrows? I don't know. Were they bushy? I guess. Oh, okay. That's how they could have went. Suggested questions. Because, like, when you look at BK's driver's license, right? What says bushy about those eyebrows? I mean, I'll show you in a minute. But really, what says bushy? And what says, oh, this is BK? Wow, look at those eyebrows. Those are bushy. And by golly, he has a white Elantra. Even though it's 2 years after the model we're looking for. We're looking. These eyebrows ain't 2 years after the model they're looking for, are they? Those are exactly. That's the exact model of eyebrows they're looking for. You know what, guys? We need to bump that up a couple years on the vehicle that we're looking for there, right? What's up, Emily? What's up, Nevada? I think I was 19. It's all good. Iris, number 30. Good morning. Thanks for doing this. CJD to MPD has had info on its press release per its official. Yeah. They, and I don't know if you knew this, Iris. They had their tip line open. When was it, community? When did they have their tip line open till? Until the 5th of December? When was it? They literally had their tip line open until the 5th of December. It was sometime in December they finally shut it down. It was like, oh, okay. What's up, VRG? What happened to the gaming part? How you doing? Ticket number 55. I need coffee. I only took one drink. Fear's good. Yes. It's motivation. Witness protection. What do you mean? Sorry, Tony, you've not been around for a while. DS, ticket number 15. If I've heard, I don't know. What's up, Kelly? Ticket number 37. Coffee. Happy New Year. DM is 5'10", and she couldn't tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? I just replayed the conversation that became the statement. I don't know. I guess. Oh. I guess means yes. Right? I guess means yes. What's up, Cheryl? Ticket number 41. Is witness protection. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Could be. Who knows? Could be, but I mean, witness. I don't know. This is how I look at it. There would have to be. There'd have to be some. In today's day and age. Let's be real. In today's day and age, there'd be something. You know, something with. It would be. If it is, it'll be some kind of defense. You know, maybe that's. If it is, maybe it's under the gag, the gag order. They can't talk about it. Maybe. But then why would the prosecution, if they're working with the agency, then why would the prosecution go after the DP? Because don't you I don't know. Yeah. That's exactly right. S.J. Howard, ticket number 43. Thank you. Appreciate that. What's up, Sarah? Yeah. All right. I'm going to share this real quick. Give me 1 second. We're going to do the switcheroo, and then I'm going to share this part of the PCA real quick. Thank you for hopping in. Appreciate you. Please hit the like if you haven't yet. And we will get started. All right. So this is the part of the PCA that I got to share here. Page 5. And here's the link. So you can have it for yourself if you don't have it. Page 5 on the PDF. Page 4 on the PCA, just to make that clear. If you look at that line right there at the bottom, so no, it does not state that DM says he walked out this glass door. It says from DM that she said they walked towards. So for everybody that wants to continue to leave a message about DM said he walked out the no. Look at the PCA. Number 2, again, if the person left the sheath behind and the second floor was the last floor, DM wouldn't have stated that the person walked towards the glass door. DM would have stated the person walked back upstairs. Because if a person loses a sheath during the crime and they lose it upstairs and they go downstairs, they're already downstairs to check if they left it there. So they're going to go back upstairs because when they're done, they're going to know that they don't have it, right? So they're going to go back upstairs. Just saying. What's up, Thinkers Think? How are you? Good morning to you. What's up, Bread to Kill? For Fizzle, what's up? But think about it. What's up, Yvette? If the person really left the sheath, DM would have said they walked back upstairs. That's why I strongly feel that the sheath belonged to Kaylee, or Maddie. And that's why I made that video. American Princess, ticket number 47, thank you. Knocked over stools in the kitchen. Something happened there. I thought that, now, I don't know if it's, one of the either Kurt Cobain's stool or that stool got knocked over during the LE being there. I don't know which one. My brain is like, stool got knocked over. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. All right. And again, for the people, that want to continue to tell me that tunnels exist, that tunnels go into 1122. Y'all, look, here's the links. I provided the links. Somebody else didn't. I did. Go click on them. They don't lie. It's real documents from the university and the city. And they're not going to secretly It's right there, guys. Can you please stop? Like, for real. I'm not the only one that's saying it anymore. Look at the way the tunnels end even. You look at the little nubbies ain't even going towards the house. They're not even going. The little nubbies are going in. It's not even going, you know. So it's 2024, y'all. Like, come on. So no, again, DM states walked towards. Again, the nubbies are going, and they're not even going towards the house. And if you're gonna interrupt that line right there in the steam pipe process, that's not good. Okay? So if they did have some secret, if they did have some kind of secret, crossover into the house, guess what? There would have been a lot of mold, y'all. I mean, let's come on. Anybody that knows when it deals with moisture, when it deals with moisture and it deals with heat and cold and the change in temperatures, and you're talking brown recluses. You're talking brown recluses, and you're talking mold, okay? Come on. Right, it would be so moist. Right? Like, you're talking brown recluses and spider crickets and mold. And it wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening. Oh, we love you too. Thank you. I appreciate you. Kurt Cobain, stool on Green's side of the room blocking. There was wasn't there maybe it was this case then. Didn't the stool get knocked over? Didn't the stool get knocked over from LE? Maybe it was this one. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, brown recluses ain't no joke. That's you know what, Brad? And I think it was Idaho4. I think it was Idaho4 that came out with that quote. The only tunnels in Moscow are tunnel visions. And that's the truth. Cuz listen, they're blaming this sheath for being the weapon that committed the crime. And I'm sorry, you look at DM's statement and it tells you that the person didn't leave the sheath. I mean, it tells you that the person didn't leave the sheath. It tells you the person committed the crime, was successful, and left. Listen, come on, think about it. What if I'm not saying you guys are going to commit something like this, but think about this. What if you went in there? Okay? And listen, I'm not spending $150 on a fucking sheath. I'm just going to use, I don't know, my glass container and my frickin' pen. You got the weapon and you got the case for it. Okay? and you go in there to commit this crime, and I lost the case, but I still have this. You go in to commit this crime, and then when you're done, you go, well, my hand's still empty. Let me look for it. Where was I just at? Okay, I'm right there, right? Okay, yeah, I'm right there. I'm right where I was just at. Oh, it's not here. Let me go back upstairs. Which one of you, honestly, which one of you would go in there with both of these and walk out with this? Let's be clear. So if you have tunnel vision where you're so focused on the sheath being the sheath for the murder weapon, and you're not willing to explore the fact that it could have been one of the victims, and when you're looking at the sheath, just like Joseph Scott Morgan said, on Law and Crime the other day, it's in the most protected part. It's in the most protected part of the sheath. He even said it himself. Joseph Scott Morgan even said it himself. He said, that's in the most protected part of the sheath, and you're talking, that could have been there for who knows how long. So that's why I bring up, who's to say it wasn't pawned? Who's to say it wasn't a gift? Who's to say it wasn't sold on Facebook Marketplace because he was a student and he was short on money for a month and had 4 of them already? So when you don't, you have not confirmed the weapon was that. You have not confirmed it. So what if one of the public, and let's be honest, it's not anything that needs to be kept to the vest for the investigation, because what if somebody comes across a weapon that was for the crime and they say, hey, guess what, Ellie, here you go. Oh, thank you. No, they're not going to keep that to themselves. They would tell you. They never confirmed the weapon was a K-bar. We have never heard the inch to inch of the wound, because that's going to tell you not only the width, but the depth is going to tell you if it was the same weapon, even if it's not the same strike. But it will tell you based off, because it's going to be the majority that they're going to look at, and it will tell you if there was more than one weapon used based off of the inch by inch and the majority. So they never confirmed it. And to say what you don't have the weapon, you never confirm the weapon, but you're going off the sheath as what the weapon was with, when I think I give a pretty damn good argument of why it was Maddie or Kaylee's. Why wouldn't have DM said they walked back upstairs? Why? Because they didn't forget anything. Why would the sheath even be up there? Because it wouldn't be in the killer's hand, because he needs the hand. He don't know if he's making it out. He don't know. Anything can happen. You could be the most gifted of all, and you can fall on your ass. Anything can happen. There's no reason anybody would even be carrying the sheath, and it's not going to come off a belt that damn easy, because it's meant for the military in combat. So are you going to tell me that they're going to give troops, military, weapons that can fall off in combat because they can fall off when somebody's unaliving somebody in their damn bed? What? Let's think deeper. Let's not look what's on the surface. Think deeper. You think that they're going to give their troops sheaths that'll pop off while they're going after somebody in a bedroom? Are you serious? When it's the short word, a kill a bear? It makes no sense. They didn't leave anything upstairs. That's why DM didn't state that they walked back upstairs. Yeah, the coroner's statements are something else. Yeah, the coroner's statements are something else. And then you hear like Steve G and Christy, those couple times that they talked about the autopsies. There was a couple, we can't play them because the stream will get suspended or whatever. But they did a couple interviews where they talked about it, and you can't take, hell, you listen to the first interview from the coroner, and she's sitting there telling you, well, I had to wait for them to get done, so I couldn't go out there until about 5:30. And then they were asking her even more questions, and she couldn't answer them because she said, we'll find out more at the press conference. What? You're the freaking coroner. You should have showed up. Usually coroners show up pretty damn close to when LE shows up, you know? Because nobody can move anything until they say so. That's why they show up. I mean, they're supposed to be there. Thank you, commercial. For real. It's not the surface. You got to go. Yeah. There is a lot of questions. The trial, I can't wait for this trial. Right. Did she not? That first one, you're just like, what? Yeah, hold on. Let me play that first. We're doing some case chat for a little bit before we get in to the 1123. What the hell? 1 second. Let's see. Actually, I can just type it in because I know what the thumbnail looks like. Let's see. Let's go. Yeah, this one. Yep, first one that pops up. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Check it out. If you ain't seen it, I'll share the link with you too. Yeah, this one. This one. This is crazy. Where'd my comments go? What the heck? Freaking StreamYard, man. My comments just disappeared. Here's the link to the video. What the hell's going on with StreamYard, yeah? Oh, I'm getting blocked here. Hold on. There we go. So here's the link for the video. Was it stolen from his apartment? I mean, I'm not saying that's not a possibility, Brad. I mean, it's always a possibility. But what I'm saying is, if I'm trying to, it is a possibility. It's always been a possibility. But I'm trying to help people think. So that would be more like, how do I put it? Because it is true. It does happen. It does happen. People do that shit. But when I'm trying to explain how it can be Kaylee or Maddie's, I'm trying to not, I don't know how to say this. Not that that part isn't realistic, because it is. That's why I keep saying it's definitely real and it definitely happens. And I'm not trying to mean it that way. I can't find the right words. What I mean is the most plausible. So like this. To me, like that is a possibility percentage wise. Totally. But what I mean is when I'm saying that Kaylee and Maddie, it being Kaylee and Maddie's, I'm saying that is the highest percentage of a possibility that I'm trying to help people explore. So, not that that's not a possibility, because it is, but what I'm saying is like, I'm trying to help people understand the most highest percentage of a possibility that nobody's really exploring. But if you hear where I'm coming from and why I'm saying it, then you understand where I'm coming from when it comes to the possibility percentage wise of that being the real reason why the sheath was there. Not that because it does happen. He's not going in there with it, or she. Right. If the person had it in a sheath, it's chilling out, it's chilling outside, or chill in their pocket, is chilling something. And they're not gonna leave the crime if they left it behind. DM would have said that they went upstairs, not that they walked towards the sliding glass door. Thank you. I appreciate that, Commercial Zone. Thank you. Somewhere, somewhere. And maybe that's why they say the house was a target, because it became a target by chance. By chance, it became a target. And they can't. It could be there for months. It could be there for a long time. Like they said, it's in the most protected spot. So when you're talking that minute, and it's not even red stuff, it's dead skin, and it's that minute in the most protected spot. Like I said, I changed the way that I shop now at the damn stores. I used to be like, man, look at this. This is pretty neat. Just chilling out, reading it, checking it out. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. It's not worth it. Now, shit, I'm looking at it. I'm like, do I really need it? Nope. And then I just go. I'm not even touching, Like, it's changed my shopping habits ever since this case came out, and this whole touch transfer, and how somebody's being charged like this. You can go back to my shows in the beginning of last year. I changed my damn shopping habits because of it. The only toxicology report we have is what the family says and what this lady says right here. But let me, maybe what I can try and do is see if I can make like a edit where we won't get in trouble for playing little bits and pieces of what they say about the autopsies and the different specials. So I'll try and put like a little collection together. That way we can avoid the copyrights and them coming in and shutting the show down. And I'll just kind of clip it together where you hear little different parts of them talking about the autopsy, because to me, that's the autopsy report that we have. Tunnel vision. Tunnel vision. Yeah, that's right, Tony. Yes, yes. She did. She did. You were right. You are right. That's weird. StreamYard's being weird. These comments were from like before I started reading your must be permitted in a commercial. I would love to cover the case, the trial. Seriously. The first interview, yeah. Far from professional. Here's the link to the video. If you guys want it again, let me know. Oh, commercial. That would be so amazing. Seriously, I would, you know how hard I work. I would work to try and be the most professional I could be. The only time you'd hear, because, you know, in trial, I'd have a tie and shit on, you know. There's no swear words. I know business. And then when we're out here and I got the hat backwards and we got the hoodie, then I'm just F-bombing, you know. But that would be amazing. I'd totally be on my best behavior. 150. It's all about energy. The energy you put out. Wouldn't Maddie or Kaylee's DNA be on the sheath if... Who's to say it's not, though, Emily? No. All they said, they didn't say that the only DNA on the sheath was BK's. They're not going to say, or it's not even going to make a difference, that their DNA would be on the sheath because they were victims. So the DNA that is from the victims upstairs or DNA from the victims downstairs, if that was on the sheath, they're not, it's not going to be relevant in any way because it already would have been on there, Emily, because it was already touching them. So their DNA was already on there no matter what, because it was touching them. They're not going to be included into those samples because they're already going to be excluded when they run the DNA, because their DNA is going to show up, but they're just going to exclude them because they are victims. They never said that their DNA wasn't on there. And if you really think about it, it had to be because it was found with them. So it was found in the bed. Their DNA was already on the sheath, no matter what. If I was AT, I appreciate that, Aaliyah. And Taylor, listen, please do. I appreciate the kind words. Hear a narrative from a show last night named they had BK's license plate from the... What? Okay. I mean, I don't know, maybe. Okay, maybe. But I'm just when you're looking through our footage, I'm just going to be honest with you. When you look through our footage and we're driving there, right? And we ran into that white Elantra. Did any of you catch that white Elantra's license plate? And we had my camera in the daytime. We didn't even know if it was Idaho at first. I'm just saying. We had my camera in the daytime, like closer than the ring cam would have been to where it would have caught somebody's license plate. And we couldn't even read the license plate on the Elantra that was literally closer to us with a better camera. Maybe. I'm not saying it wasn't, but I'm just going back to when we were trying to figure out the license plate for that Elantra on my footage in the daytime. And we could figure. So maybe, I don't know. Who knows? But that's another show, so maybe that's. I don't know. I don't know who's was saying it or whatever, but I don't know. We can remember people were like, "Is that Idaho or Washington?" And then we was like, "Okay, no, it's Idaho." Now we figured out it's Idaho. Then we were trying to figure out what model it was, and somebody in chat dropped image search or whatever, and it was a what was it? What was it, guys? Like a 2017 Hyundai or something. Somebody dropped it in chat when we were doing the show. We need to see the body cam of the officer going in that day. Yeah, exactly. You know what? There is body cam because there was, remember, if you're reading the PCA, Payne states, and this is what I don't understand. Let me go back to it. Payne states, what page was it? Payne states that he went off of Officer Nunez's body cam and noticed the dog, and that's how he noticed the dog, was because he reviewed the body cam. He didn't talk to him, he just reviewed the body cam. Where was that? Hold on, give me 1 second. Right here. This is page 3. Page 3 of the PCA. And here's the link for it. It says he did a lot of following and learning from other people. Why did you write the PCA? I don't know. Okay. It says, I later learned, quote, he says, at this point, he's walking up to the 3rd floor following Officer Smith. All right. And he notices the bedrooms and the bathroom. In the middle of this, he does this a lot. Payne does this a lot. He jumps around a lot, you know. You gotta almost take like different parts of the PCA and like slide them out. You really gotta follow. But he says, in the middle of going up to the 3rd floor, I later learned, quote, from review of Officer Nunez's body camera, not talking to Nunez, but from reviewing the body camera, there was a dog in the room when Moscow police officers initially responded. So he didn't talk to Nunez. He just learned of it from the review of Nunez's body camera. So does that mean, Mr. Payne, that you didn't even know that there was a damn dog until you were getting ready to write this PCA? Because if you knew there was a dog before you were getting ready to write this PCA, I don't think you would have been having to review Officer Nunez's body cam, because I think the reason you were reviewing Nunez's body cam was because it was already way past when Nunez was there. And you had to review Nunez's body cam in order to write the PCA. Oh, you had to fucking write. Oh man, that's why he reviewed Officer Nunez's body camera, y'all. Every day we're coming out with something. Freeze! I'm curious to find out what Judge will do about the DNA process information. Well, on January 26th, we will be live and we will be covering that. So it'll be an all-day event come January 26th. The first hearing is at 11 a.m. Moscow time. But just like before when Court TV was doing it, it's going to be the same thing. The first one's going to be sealed. The second one's going to be open to the public. So it's probably going to be like I'll probably honestly go live about, let me think, because 11 o'clock, we'll already be live. We'll get live updates from the reporters and stuff outside. Not like anything will really happen because it'll be sealed, but then once the other one comes out, they're going to have the hearing first, and then it's going to drop on YouTube, as far as I know. Is there anything different now? Because they always did it before. They said it was always going to be like they did it before, where they got recorded, and then once it was done, they dropped it. So does anybody know, is it gonna be live for the one that's not sealed, or is it still gonna be the way it was, where it was recorded and then it dropped for everybody? Let me know if you know. I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be pre-recorded and then dropped. Yeah. I mean, just think of the outside picture. You know what I'm saying, AG? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if damn near all the floor of that second bedroom was gone, like taken. You know how they got it out? I don't know, because if you can sit there and cut up those pieces, you're cutting up evidence. So I don't know how you would have been able to, you'd almost have to like disassemble it the way that it was constructed, in order to keep the integrity of all the pieces. So I don't know how they. I heard that green car was wrapped on another. No. Nothing. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, the person in that green car, why are people like, we showed this footage for a month and a half and this green car is always showing up. The only reason I talk about the green car in my footage every time is because that's the car that I park next to every time. That's the only reason. No, there's nobody. No. Oh no, there's that. Nobody in the green car. No, nobody in the green car. The green car did nothing wrong. The green car did nothing wrong. I'm gonna say that right now. The green car did nothing wrong. The green car was just because that's the car that I park next to every time when I went there. That's it. There was nothing with the green car. Where'd this green car talk start anyway? Because I heard another I heard there was another channel that had like green car conversation or something, and now it's like, whoa, come on now, come on now, what's going on here? No, 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 no. Listen, that car, whoever owns that car, they did nothing wrong. They did nothing wrong. No. What is going on? Right? What is going on? Where did this green car shit come from? Yes, I mean, when we were watching the footage, everybody's like, "Man, that green car's always there." Yeah, it is. 'Cause that's where I always parked. Oh no, no. Great. Now, oh gosh, now some other channel's going to be coming out with a suspicious green cars theory. Oh hell no. Listen, you heard it here first. The green car is innocent, right? The green car is innocent. The green car did nothing. And I'm pretty sure it's a lady that owns it too, if I'm not mistaken, because there was a couple days I was out there getting footage day or night, and that person came out and would leave or be getting there when I got there or things like that. I can't say for sure. I'm pretty sure I'm like 80% sure that it was a female that was even driving that car. So I don't no. No. What's up, Michelle? How are you? Who's to say it wasn't? I'm sure it would be. You know, they just got unalived in a bed. Right? Right, Lynn? Yes. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the perfect comment right there. That was another surprising comment in the videos that I was getting. That comment right there about how it would have said that the sheets were. It was already on it, you guys, and they're not the suspect because they're labeled as the victim. So why would they say, "Yeah, we got the victims"? Yeah, they already know that. Does it make a difference? No, not to them because it's already to be expected. Even the downstairs DNA would be expected to be on there, possibly, Totally 100% from the get go, it was contaminated. Yeah. And when we continue to do these press conference shows with the Q&As, because really, when you look at it, who needs to listen to scripted, statements that are prepared and practiced? It's a waste of your time. You listen to the Q&As when they're caught off guard, like we've been watching. Part 2 and part 1 and part 2. We're on part 3 today. You're gonna see, like, they don't even remember or know how many people were there when they showed up. So how do you know everybody was interviewed? How do you know? When you don't even know how many people were there when you showed up. These Q&As are very telling. And if you've missed part 1 and part 2, definitely go check out part 1 and part 2 because each one, part 1 we covered the 11/16 press conference and part 2 we covered the 11/20 press conference. The timestamps are in the description as well, so it'll show up on your little timeline bar on YouTube. And I wouldn't suggest skipping the case chat because we come out with these freezes every damn show, so I wouldn't skip the case chat. But I'd definitely check out in your free time these other ones because it's very telling. We're going to get to the third one today. 11/23 is the one we're going to be getting to. And, well, who knows? Murphy was even there. It states, and somebody brought up a really good point, too. When it came to the video that I had yesterday, right? For the camera, right? For Steve G. And somebody brought up a good point because they were like, yeah, remember Kaylee supposedly, and here, let me just put this up here. Where's that? There it is right there. So here is, okay, so you see that screen right there. And let me do this. Get rid of this. 1 second. All right, so when you're looking at this, right? And somebody brought up a good point. They said, remember that Olivia said that she saw Kaylee take the dog out? Remember? Remember she said, and we're still looking for that. We're still looking for that video because she said it on, I think it was a News Nation, or I think it was a mainstream media. And she said that she knew what time they got home, and she saw them taking the dog out. Well, how do you see somebody taking the dog out unless you have a camera at 11:26? Because on 11:12, you're just looking at the intersection of King and Queen. There is no camera at 7:12 Queen. There is no camera in the back of 11:12 or 11:18. So the only camera that would be able to record the girls taking the dog out would be a camera at 11:26. So I want to say thank you for bringing that up. I'll be tuning in to JJJ YouTube. But really, that's the camera that I'm saying. If you look at what Steve G says, and I never said Steve G said it to the people in the comments. I never said Steve G said it. I said, in my opinion. If you go off of what he says, there's other camera evidence towards 11:22. He mentioned the camera that recorded the turnaround. That camera, 11:12. Then he goes to another sentence and says other cameras towards 11:22. That would be the camera that would have recorded the girls taking the dog out to go to the bathroom. But again, back to the dog. Who's to say that the dog was there? All it states is that the dog was there when they showed up, not that the dog was there when the crime was committed. Why would Steve G say that Kaylee was calling Jack saying, oh, come on, Jack, we share a dog together? Now, it's kind of crazy how the dog was heard in the PCA, but what's also crazy is that the dog was supposedly seen outside and found outside. Who knows? There's even a supposedly that Jack had the damn dog. Who knows? I think what happened was that the dog was upstairs in Kaylee's room because they wanted to go to bed and they wanted to shut the dog in the room so the dog would go to sleep. And I think the reason the dog was woke up was because the person that was there to commit the crime ran into the dog, left the dog in the room the whole time, and I think the reason the dog was outside is because when everybody went in there, they let the dog out of the damn room. Because when you're talking about pets, think of the dog for OJ and Nicole. When you're talking about pets, even if you skin your ankle, does your pet not come up to you, your dog? Does your dog not come up to you and start giving you loving? Even when you skin your ankle, even when you sit there and go, ouch, does your dog not come up and give you love? So you're going to tell me that that dog was going to sit in that room quiet as shit that whole time when their pets, they sense. What's up, Just Peachy? Ticket number 68. Sorry if I'm behind. Oh, I am. It's not moving again. 1 second here. Let me catch up. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. They're coming out with something new, they said. What was it? It was something huge. They were coming out with something. Damn, what was it? What's up, man? That's a cool way to spell that. Drove by the house as it was being... Yeah. No, yeah, that's what I told people when we were watching it during the live. If you go to our live, that green car was trying to leave, and I was like, that's the green car that I always park next to. I never said... That's... Yeah. I remember watching it. I was the one that pointed it out to everybody on the show. Nothing suspicious about it. Why, is somebody else saying something sus? Right. First, we need to figure out if Linda Lane's timestamp is real. Need to figure that one out first before there's any sleuthing on that. Are there windows? Windows? In the back? What do you mean? I'm not understanding your question. If Olivia could see all that, couldn't she see who was in? And well, if you're talking that dark and you're talking a ring cam, right? It's gonna be, and I know how ring cams work. I have them. Okay. When you're talking about from the edge of that porch straight over, you're talking 3 or 4 in the morning, and you're talking it's that dark. So I'm just going to show you one video. We're not even going to play it. I'm just going to show you the beginning of it, and you're going to see, like, it's not right here. It's not going to pick up anything crazy, because this is what it would look like at night. Now, if they did have the you know, the Christmas light looking stuff, then yeah. But at the same time, you have to look at it this way too. That's quite a distance. Let's see how far of a distance it is. Let's see. Let's see what we're talking. Let's see what we're talking here. So we're going to go distance. So say the camera, we'll just say it's right in the middle, right? The distance to sliding glass door is 67 feet. I don't know what kind of clarity you're going to get on the specific subject walking into the property. 67 feet at 3 or 4 in the morning. I don't know. I don't know. It'd probably be pretty grainy. Now, would they see a figure going in? Yes. Yes. But that's if. You have to think about it like this. Nothing is going to set that off, okay? Nothing is going to... You're talking this camera. So it's going to be out. It's going to go to like here. And this is going to be the set off range, okay? You're talking like... That's going to be the range where the camera sets off. So if it gets activated, it's going to have to be somewhere in that general area. That is not... So somebody walking into that property, I don't think is going to activate that camera, because it can record, right? Because mine can record, and I can watch freaking weeks. Every second, I can go back to any moment of any second and watch. So not that it's not recording, okay? Because they do record. If you have that plan, they record everything. You can go back to it. They could have easily said, yeah, it didn't set off the camera, but we can go back to it, right? They can go back to it. Do I feel that it would have showed who? No. Maybe it showed somebody dressed in black, and that's why the officers maybe put clad in black, because they already knew somebody went in there dressed in black with a mask, and they were just asking suggested questions again. But that's going to be your trip area when it comes to that camera right there. Taken to the pound later and released. What's up? Echo, ticket number 70. Appreciate you. It's not a rumor. It's the truth. Like this. What other camera? Because they could have they could have went to this neighbor. This is how they could have found out about the dog. They could have went to this neighbor and said, hey, did you pick up anything? Do you have any cameras that would have picked up? You have any cameras that would have picked up anything, you know? Because really, it's like... It would have picked up all of this. This is everything it would have picked up. Hey, do you have any cameras that picked up anything? Well, nothing went off, but here, I can go rewind it and we can sit there and watch it. Oh, okay. And it shows the timestamps and everything. That's how they would know when the girls took the dog out. That's how they would know. And how are you going to know they took the dog out when the only other camera in the area is this camera? And this one is nowhere near where the girls would be walking their damn dog. It's nowhere where the girls would be walking their damn dog. Did you send that photo? What photo? Oh, of Jack getting the puppy? Let me see. I got to scroll down and catch up on chat here. Alexa. That's interesting. Tower Bell. What? Let's go. What? What? What did we? What did I miss? She assumed. Ah, she assumed. We'll see. I don't remember. We were looking for that clip. I could have swore she said that. Find the clip though. Send it to me, please. Here, let me put it up here. Right there. I don't know about phones recording. Looks like camera on porch. The one from 1112. I have it already if you guys want to see it. The photo from 1112. Chronicles. That's what yeah. Let me know. Send it to me. Send it to me on any of these links. Let me know. Put the subject. Let me know which one. All right. Let me get rid of these. Oh my God, these pop-ups. Hold on. Jeez. All right. Let me play this real quick because we were going to play this. I want you guys to hear this real quick if you haven't yet.
Kathy, with a C, Mabbutt, Mabbutt.
That's true too.
How long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing it for 16 years, and I just got reelected for another 4.
So what is it that, or I guess, when did you get the call on Sunday?
I got the call just a few minutes after noon that there were 4 homicides, but I didn't go to the scene because of law enforcement doing their investigation first. So I didn't actually go to the scene until about 5 or 5:30.
Because they needed to do their investigating first. What coroner shows up after? What the hell?
For 16 years, I just got reelected for another 4.
So what is it that, or I guess, when did you get the call on Sunday?
I got the call just a few minutes after noon that there were 4 homicides, but I didn't go to the scene because of law enforcement doing their investigation first. So I didn't actually go to the scene until about 5 or 5:30.
Can you walk us through, like, for our viewers, kind of the process between when police show up and then you guys getting the bodies and doing your examinations?
Sure. Well, law enforcement goes through and looks for any evidence, takes videos and pictures of everything in there, and they'll start talking with people. So I don't really need to be there for that. They can't move the bodies. I mean, the bodies have to stay as they were until the coroner gets there. So those are really that's what my job is, to look at the bodies.
As a coroner, do you guys do the autopsies and all that?
No, we some do if they're an actual medical examiner, but we have.
Hey, I'm just going off the other coroners in the other cases that have showed up right away. I'm just going off other cases. I know what they're there for, but I'm just going off other cases. Just saying. Other coroners show up.
Forensic pathologists, and
This
we
one?
contract with.
Nah, we gotta wait.
So in
We
your
gotta wait.
experience, what is it that you saw?
We gotta
when
wait.
you showed up?
Well, there was a lot of blood. It was it's a very sad scene with 4 murdered college students.
Yeah. She knew before she even came in.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know how it works over there.
I believe that the press release.
I'm just
was
that
going
off
they were
other
found
cases.
A sharp object.
I'm just going off other cases.
Yeah, we'll know more after the autopsies tomorrow.
And do you believe this could be like a murder suicide or?
No, there are 4 homicides.
And when it comes to
Exactly, Kelly Miller.
post-autopsy,
She is absolutely saying what they told her
Yes.
to fucking
It's my job
say.
to determine the manner and mechanism of death.
and then I know.
Everybody, we know, we cover true crime. We know how it works. We know who goes out there, who's for what. When you got to think beyond that, though, compare it to the other cases. That's what it's. It doesn't.
With toxicology results, there can often be as much as a delay. So, do you have any idea how long it could take if this were relevant to get any?
You got to compare it to other cases.
Well, the toxicology reports, right?
What is
they
up
usually
with
take
that
4 to 6
freaking
weeks, sometimes longer. But they might. I don't think they're going to be relevant in the actual manner or cause of death.
And do we know how long between the time of death and when police found them? Approximately?
No, I don't know for sure.
Do we have like any, like, could it have been hours? Could it have been a day? Was it maybe close? Like, is there any sort of like time frame there?
Not that I'm.
I mean, think about it. Just like Flora. One of the biggest things we talk about Flora is how they moved the victims before the coroner was. You can't do it. You can't do it. Come on, people. Compare it to the other cases. We know the process of how this shit works. We're not in elementary. We already know this. That's 101. You go beyond that. You compare this shit to the other cases, and you're like, yo, why does it work this way there?
I'm aware of.
Why?
When you said
By
it's
design.
really difficult. I mean, is this
Exactly,
something you've
Julie.
seen before in Moscow?
Since
know
I've
what
been
they
coroner,
do.
there have been at least 2 other multiple homicide scenes that I've been involved in.
That too, AG. Good point.
Would you say this is probably the most recent?
They went to Spokane.
No, it's hard to just
They went to Spokane for the frickin' autopsies.
single it out. It's the only one I've been to where there have been 4 people at one scene. There have been the other ones have had multiple scenes.
Oh, she looks hella nervous. Hella nervous.
And was anybody else injured at the autopsies people?
Not that I'm aware of, but I wouldn't necessarily
She-
be notified either.
It's just, she doesn't answer anything either. Look, this is, you got to think about this, okay? This is the day before. This is 2 days after the crime took place. This is what's crazy. And somehow this is normal shit. Come on, people. This is 2 days after the crime took place. 1 day before the first press conference from LE. This was before law enforcement even had a press conference.
I didn't know if that was like because the injuries could be similar.
Oh, right.
That's what I'm saying, Nelly. They don't stay quiet usually.
I don't know that I can discuss that.
Don't know if I can discuss that.
I think, yeah.
Will we be able to get a copy of your report once it's completed? I'm sure. it'll be-
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just call.
Yes.
Thank you. Do you know what the time frame for that would be?
It just depends on how relevant the toxicology report is. But
How relevant.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay,
So-
so it was like the 4 to 6 weeks.
it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah,
We appreciate it.
sure.
All right, let me leave that there. Oh boy. Well, we're not positive about the second. It's speculation. Yes, who knows? There could be a second one. But I don't know of anything that's been confirmed for a second one. Right, alleged. I don't know for sure. But who knows? So, JFK. Oh, gosh. All right, let's see if we got any freaking documents that dropped. Let's check it out. See if we got anything out there. What do we got? 11/26 is the next court hearing. I don't know. You think we'll have any more documents that drop? I doubt it. Maybe something for media. Or I guess, no, not even media anymore. Just because it's on YouTube. Let me, speaking of YouTube, let me share Judge YouTube. Where in the hell? There it is. Judge. Damn, 5.83. Remember, guys, he was only, what was it? 100 and something? 100 and something, I think, when we started subbing him. Yeah, I seen they dropped the documents. We'll be having an Epstein show coming up soon. I've been saving stuff. I've been saving stuff for an Epstein episode for probably the last year. So we're gonna have a Epstein episode coming up. It's probably a good year and a half. I started the Epstein playlist in the very beginning. Just because all the crazy shit that was going on with that and how I don't know. Do you guys think he unalived himself in prison? I don't feel like he did. This is just kind of sketchy how some dude's his cellmate for about an hour and a half, and next thing you know, the dude's hanging. Just saying. I'm just saying. I mean, I think the dude... Well, here's the thing. They already... Okay. It ain't gonna be that much floodgates, because if you listen to what, okay, check this out, everybody. The people, it's so messed up too. So when it comes to Epstein's list, before names were publicly released, people had the option to go to the court and plead why their name should not be released in these documents. So do you really think there might be some people that passed away? Let's be real. There'll probably be some people that passed away that you're going to go, there's probably going to be some names on there where you're like, ooh. But the people that you were going to be like, oh my gosh. They either went in there and had some kind of, hey, whether it came from this person or that person, hey, the name, national security, whatever. Come on, they're not going to or somebody's going to be like, hey, I know shit about you. Money. You know what I mean? Like, if there is one of those names that everybody's like, whoa, it's by design. It's meant to be that way. Like, if you listen to it, those people, everybody on that list, everybody was sent out documentation and given an opportunity to plead why their name should not be released to the public. So you got to think about that before you start looking at the names, okay? Because under the surface, not the surface, go under the surface. Think about that before you go see those names. When you go look at those names, everybody, just remember that people, every single name was reached out to offer rebuttals for not having their name released. So really, just think about that when you watch those. All right, give me 1 second. Let's see if we got anything breaking real quick. And where are we at time-wise? We're at 1:42, so we might just go into the part 3. I think we're about at the time. We kind of ran. And we'll be back tonight, too. We'll just be doing a hangout. I'm not seeing anything. We need to start doing some other cases, too. I'm not seeing anything so far. We might as well. Yep, I'm not seeing anything. Let me check my folder here. See if we'll get anything into anything real quick. If not, yeah, here, I'll go ahead and play this real quick. And ooh, that Idaho4 revealed video. Yeah, here's the Epstein stuff real quick. We'll get to that video in a second.
A federal judge has ordered the release of the identities of dozens of people mentioned in the court documents related to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. And new reports claim former President Bill Clinton is among those names, dating back to a 2015 lawsuit by one of Epstein's main accusers. Correspondent Alexandria Hoff has
What's up, dog fan?
Now, currently, within the hundreds of pages of sealed court filings related to Epstein, there are more than 150 individuals identified only as John or Jane Does.
See?
The legal masking is about to come off.
Watch.
Last month, the Manhattan federal
They had an opportunity to meet. Watch.
judge ruled that there was no justification to continue to have documents sealed in the settled case involving an Epstein accuser and the convicted sex offender's now jailed associate, Ghislaine Maxwell. The documents are expected to be unredacted and released as early as tomorrow. Among the named will be former President Bill Clinton. That's according to ABC News, which notes that the 77-year-old is mentioned more than 50 times within the lengthy court text. The references will likely come from attempts to have Clinton testify against Epstein and Maxwell. The ABC News report mentions that there is no indication that the records contain evidence of illegal conduct or allegations of wrongdoing.
See what I'm saying? Just remember. I know everybody's like, oh, that's why I didn't go live with the show today. Because when I saw, because I knew I mean, hell, we've been talking about it for a couple days. I knew the document was dropping. But when I heard a couple days ago that they every person got reached out to and they got offered an opportunity to rebuttal them getting released. And so I'm like, okay, the people are either going to be passed away or the names that are going to be on there are going to be like, oh, but it's not going to be. It's not going to be like everybody thinks it is. Even though it's crazy, let's be real, but they protect each other, y'all.
And although the accuser in the case did claim that she met the former president on Epstein's private island, Clinton's lawyers have maintained that he ended contact with Epstein in 2005, before Epstein was accused of luring underage girls to his home in Palm Beach. ABC also notes that many of the prominent names expected to be released, like Prince Andrew, have already been publicly associated with Epstein. Anita?
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's, who knows? Who knows? That's a good, that's kind of scary to think about, Dog Fan. That's kind of scary to think about. I mean, really. It could have happened. Man. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you, the names you're gonna see, it's not, it ain't. That's why I didn't go live with it instead this morning, because I was just like, well, the names that are coming out is just gonna be, I don't know. I mean, they're gonna be, some of them are gonna be huge, most of them are gonna be past, but really, the ones that are going to be on there, like that one said, Bill Clinton, but there was no ties. It's confetti, y'all. It's confetti. It really is. But it doesn't mean we're not going to have an Epstein show, because there is going to be a lot of stuff like 60 Minutes Australia. There's a lot of stuff that's been out for a few years, 3, 4, 5, 6 years when it comes to this Epstein stuff. And it's one of the reasons why I started going to 60 Minutes Australia, because when I saw their investigative reporting and how they were willing to explore what was being out there, I was like, wow, I got to give props to 60 Minutes Australia, because they're doing way better than 60 Minutes United States. 60 Minutes United States is being spun, but this 60 Minutes Australia, they're fucking about it. Like, they're see what I'm saying? There's gonna be names, but it's confetti, you guys. It's confetti. That's why I'm not even doing a show on it. I know they're gonna get released, but I was like, oh, they got reached out. Never mind. Never mind. All right, let me see here. We got that Idaho4 video, Idaho4 revealed. I want to watch that with you guys real quick. I know you guys have been asking for that. Maybe we'll have a Jeffrey Epstein show. Maybe we'll do Jeffrey Epstein Thursday night, maybe? Maybe like a Thursday or Saturday. Ooh, Saturday afternoon. Ooh. Saturday afternoon, maybe? Jeffrey Epstein Saturday afternoon? Maybe we'll do that. Idaho, we have to be careful. What? Careful of what? What you talk about, detective? I'm telling you, 60 Minutes Australia is really good. Went straight to this case and I jumped on here. Yeah. Thanks for hopping in. Be getting those coffee cups here made pretty soon. And let me see. The next day or two, I'll be able to have the photos for your approval here coming up in a day or two. And then once I get your approval, then it all gets made for you. All right, this is Idaho4 revealed, and this is the latest video. I just love their icon there, revealed with the chess pieces. I love chess. All right, this is MPD Chief James Fry's $1 million question from Idaho4 revealed. We're going to check this out. And shout out Chief Fry, because a couple weeks ago, I already told you your fate, sir. Dollinger's going to be the new chief coming up here pretty soon. You heard it here first. This is the chief of the Moscow City, Idaho Police Department, aka
We do
MPD.
believe justice will be found through the criminal process.
And this is when they arrest him. We'll be getting to that on our last episode, probably part 5. We're on part 3 now, probably on part 5.
This was a very complex and extensive case. We developed a clear picture over time, and we stand assured that the work is not done. But be assured the work is not done. This is just started.
Just getting started. Oh, the music. It kills me every time. Fry hates lying. Whoa, 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 whoa. Fry hates lying, but more than that, he hates being caught lying poorly. Oh, yeah. This is what we're getting into today and have been getting into. I love it. We'll be getting into this here. Oh, shit. Discovery Channel.
Nate Sanford, you mentioned earlier that you're still seeking tips about Brian and that people should still share whatever information they have. Can you speak at all about what specifically?
Yeah, he looks nervous as a motherfucker.
I would say anything and everything. As we've said all along, we know what tips we're looking for. We will take those tips and we will have professionals look at those and decide which pieces of those.
Isn't that crazy? Listen, guys, we're only on 11. Ain't this shit crazy? We've already done 11:16 and 11:20. We're gonna be doing 11:23, and you get the same copy and paste response.
We will take those tips and we will have professionals look at those and decide which pieces of those we need to use for our case. So we ask that everybody would do that.
It's like we're covering Danilo Cavalcanti again, watching the LE in Pennsylvania talk about the pressure squeeze capsulate fucking strategy, where the dude just kept slipping out. He just kept slipping out of your boundaries, getting away from you when you had all these agents. Capsulate, pressure, squeeze. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You can only say it so much. Capsulate. Hell.
Angela Palermo, Idaho statesman. Your department and other investigators on the case took a lot of flack for keeping information
pressure,
close to your chest.
Squeeze.
Are you glad that you did that, and were you worried about tipping the suspect off?
I will 100% stand behind the way that we handled this investigation. And this all started from day one with our patrol officers arriving on scene, locking down the scene, us calling in the Idaho State Police, us calling in the FBI, and keeping information that was pertinent to this case very, very tight. We want to have a situation where when this goes to trial, there is no doubt that we've done everything right and we've slowed down and we've continued to.
Oh my gosh. StreamYard, I don't know. This just popped up. 49er girl, I want to say thank you. Contribution call out. Whoops, wrong screen there. Contribution call out. Thank you, 49er girl. This just popped up, but it says that it was left at 10:06 a.m. So I don't know what the hell's up with that, StreamYard. But I wanted to say thank you very much, 49er girl, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. And I apologize. I don't know what's up.
To slow down, we'll continue to do that.
Wow.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Why does his tone turn hostile towards this question? The crime scene was severely compromised and contaminated over the 9+ hours before the scene was secured by police. Play it one more time. And we're going to watch more. He looked agitated already. He doesn't... You look at all these other interviews and press conferences, he's glowing, he's got the smirk. This one, he looks like Clint Eastwood. He looks like Clint Eastwood, but like 20 years older than Clint Eastwood. is right now. That's how he's looking. But he's looking like Dirty Harry or some shit, you know, like some Dirty Harry shit, man. I've got that eagle eye looking right at you, you know?
Department and
I got that eagle eye. What are you looking at me like that for, lady? Why are you asking me that question, lady?
Worried about tipping the suspect off?
He would be like a scary WWE wrestler, you know? Chief Fry. Oh my gosh, Kelly. The contribution call out. Super chat, stickers, memberships, cash apps, and Venmos. Kelly Miller, happy New Year to you. 2024 for the $299.99 super chat. Thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. And this whole community around the true crime genre loves you. We all appreciate you and your support. Thank you so much, Kelly. Contribution call out. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. What do they call that thing that tumbles? The weed, that tumbleweed? I feel like I should be hearing some. I can't even whistle right. You know? Like some kind of Western shit. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you so much.
The way that we handled this investigation, and this all started from day one with our patrol officers.
Tumbleweed.
Arriving on scene.
Thank you,
locking
Kelly.
Down the scene.
Thank you,
us calling
49er
in the
girl.
Idaho State Police, us calling in the FBI, and keeping information that was pertinent to this case very, very tight. We want to have a situation where when this goes to trial, there is no doubt that we've done everything right, and we've slowed down, and we've continued to slow down. We'll continue to do that.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Russell Westbrook. I love outspoken people. COVID impact on travel. University of Idaho. Sure. They had patrolmen on the scene at noon while the coroner wasn't allowed to enter the scene until, well, after 5 p.m., approximately 15 hours after the bodies first expired. 5 to 5:30. I couldn't show up until they were done, she said. An investigation is suspicious without an interview of your suspect. You don't even ask him to come in for an interview. You don't even ask them to come in for an interview, but you allow them to travel from one side of the United States to the other and literally expose children and other adults to the person that could commit that crime? You're going to let them be around children? From one side of the United States to the other, but you're not going to bring them in for questioning. 4, an investigation is suspicious. The omission of any attempt to question a person of interest suggests that the police were more interested in ambushing Koberger with the assistance of fellow law enforcement. We totally agree. Shout out Idaho4 revealed. Did I put their... Here we go. All right. Closely listen to how Fry develops his answers to a question that should be easy enough to answer. Analyze how this animal's brain navigates the task of answering the question. Just like the other ones we've watched. This is why you don't... It doesn't matter what the prepared statements are. You're wasting 30 minutes. Skip to the Q&As. This is where those gold nuggets are. Me and Idaho4 revealed are right there, man. Listen. Watch. It's the Q&As. where they're not expecting. It's not prepared. Oh, it's on mute again because of the music. Hold on. Because that music kills me.
Palermo, Idaho statesman. Your department and other investigators on the case took a lot of flack for keeping information close to your chest. Are you glad that you did that, and were you worried about tipping the suspect off?
I will 100% stand behind the way that we handled this investigation. And this all started from day one with our officers arriving on scene, locking down the scene, us calling in the Idaho State Police, us calling in the FBI, and keeping information that was pertinent to this case very, very tight. We want to have a situation where when this goes to trial, there is no doubt that we've done everything right, and we've slowed down, and we've continued to slow down. We'll continue to do that.
Damn, see, we ain't even got there that far yet because we're only on 11:23. Damn, he got snappy on that one. Angela Palermo from the Idaho Statesman asked about the lack of information shared with the public. Oh, the music. During the investigation. Damn, that music, it kills you, man. It's like then all the video goes away. And this all started from day one with our patrol officers. We showed up right away. We locked it down. The 3 time frames of the King Road investigation, November 13th, 2022, no threat. November 24th. White Elantra. December 12th, FBI field trip. Idaho lab returns 3 unknown Payne's dirty searches. Ooh. Interesting. Shout out Idaho4 revealed. Yeah, that clip-on tie, right? We're going to be watching more of that clip-on tie coming up here soon. Did you guys see? We came out with a freeze moment the other day. We caught the first day Fry was using the clip-on. He first used the clip-on when they made the video for their funding for the new department. That's the first day he wore his clip-on. There's no dust pattern. It's brand new. You can tell. But Fry forces our attention away from sensitive subjects. MPD James, whoa, hold on, damn. $1 million question. Remember this. I wish they didn't have, hold on. This mute, not mute shit, man.
Have you spoken to the families? Can you tell us what they've told you today?
Are you talking to the victims' families?
No, she meant the. Oh. Damn, this music, yo. Everyone not standing with Jim knew who the reporter was talking about. Shout out Chief Dollinger. I see you standing there, buddy. On December 29th. Well, soon to be, Chief. I don't want people to take me literally, because then I have to respond to that too. On December 29th. Dollinger's not the chief. On December 29th, 2022, a day before Koberger is arrested, Team Idaho publishes their condolences to the families of the 4 victims. Also on December 29th, the Moscow Police Department conveys to the public that Dan Etsy, owner of 1122 King Road, is cooperating with PD. Remember that name, everybody, from last spring? We can't talk about it too much. We can't talk about it too much, but do you all remember that name from the spring? Yeah. We can't talk about it too much, but Yeah, I remember that name. I remember that name. No harm, no harm, no harm. Have you seen this? Were Dylan and Bethany able to call property management for help? If you guys know, you know the little hidden meaning there. Yeah. What's up, Dan?
But just to have some.
Okay, I can't play this because we'll get in trouble for that. But you get the gist. Yeah, that was one of them, and then there was another name that we discussed in the spring. If you guys know, you know. What's up, Dan? Motherfucker. All right, let me get back to let's get back to can't get me in trouble for saying motherfucker, that's all. All right, let's go to the clips here. 11:23 is the press conference we're going to be covering today, so let's see what time it is. And well, if people are around in the springtime, you know, you were probably on the lives. They're not there anymore. They're not there anymore, but you were probably there when we were live, and you probably remember what we were discussing. And they can't take that away from you. They can take the shows away, but they can't take what's in your head. All right, so let me see here. What do we got? We got Creme 2, KTVB, East Idaho News, and the University of Idaho. So since we've been using the University of Idaho, let's see. I want to take a look at both. That's just straight. Q&A goes back and forth. All right. So we're going to go to... So we've been sticking with the University of Idaho versions. Now, like in episode 1, we didn't have to. Oh, for real? What video? Can't talk about it too much, Iris. Can't talk about it too much. But can't talk about it too much. The JE files, what is that? What's the JE files? The Epstein? Yeah, the Epstein. I told you guys, if you're talking about the Epstein, what's up, Toes? If you're talking about the Epstein shit, that's been out since this morning. It was out before I even went live. No, I'm just saying when I learned yesterday or the day before that everybody was reached out to and given an opportunity to plead why their name shouldn't be on the list. I mean, that tells you enough right there. And it's already said that a lot of the names are going to be names that have no associations or links to any kind of... It's not... That's why I'm saying it's going to be confetti. Because I could have taken this show and pushed it. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, well, to be honest with you, we'd be looking at a whole list of names and then really... and this is just my personal opinion. That's why I didn't go live with it. I was just like... It's maybe this weekend. You know what I mean? I mean, to me, it's when I already knew that people had the opportunity to make sure their name wasn't on the list. Duh, the people that are in power are going to make sure that their name's not. And the names that you see, it's confetti. So we'll go into it this weekend or something. Sure. You said Chronicles? What kind of new video? Let me see. What video? I only see one from 4 days ago. The FBI is investigating. No, this is not a new video. It's like days old. All right. This is the let's listen to Mr. Green again. We've been listening to Mr. Green every time. Let's listen to Mr. Green in this one here. Let's see what Mr. Green says and then get into the rest of the press conference. All right. So this was 11:23. Let me put that in chat. $11:23:22. You know what I'm saying, Aaliyah? Like, that's otherwise I would have went live with it for real. Because I've had shit saved for Epstein for a year. I've been waiting to do a show on Epstein. I've really been waiting for these names to drop to do the show. I'm just being honest. That's why I've waited so long. But fuck, man. I heard that shit and I'm like, well, maybe this weekend. That's why I told you a couple days ago, we'll be having an Epstein show coming up here soon. But I'm not, we could do that shit on the weekend or something. All right, so here's Mr. Green. I think this is where he starts doing the fake crying, messes with his glasses, but doesn't wipe the corner of his eye. And Mr. Pop Collar coming to the mic. Look at that pop collar, baby.
Good afternoon. I'm Scott Green, President of the University of Idaho.
Whoa, this shit's low.
We deeply appreciate the kind words of support we have been receiving.
Hold on. Let me turn my shit down 1 second. This shit's low. All right, there we go. This should be good enough. Hopefully. I don't know. This one's pretty low. I'm not going to... If you guys can't hear it that well, let me know and I'll get another source. I got 3 other ones. Just in case.
Good afternoon. I'm Scott Green, President of the University of Idaho. We deeply appreciate the kind words of support we have been receiving from our alumni and friends, as well as many others who may not know us but have taken time to reach out. People are donating to the victims' GoFundMe pages and the Bruce Pittman Fund for Students in Need. And they're buying personal devices for our students and continuing to look for other ways that they can help.
Is only one side
working? What it means to be a vandal. In the last 24 hours, we...
Hold on. I'm going to get a different source here because to me, one side's only working on the fucking press, right? Hold on. Let me make sure my music is on both sides. Okay, yeah, it's on both sides. What the hell's going on here? Hold on. Let me go to a different source. Oh, let's see. 11:23. Let's go to KTVB maybe. Yeah, we'll go to this one. KTVB. It looks clearer anyway.
All of the resources possible to ensure that the person or persons responsible for this are brought to justice. And now I'd like to turn the time over to the University of Idaho President Scott Green.
Yeah, I'd like to see you chase down a criminal, bro. Shit.
Good afternoon. I'm Scott Green, President of the University of Idaho. We deeply appreciate the kind words of support we have been receiving from our alumni and friends, as well as many others who may not know us but have taken time to reach out. People are donating to the victims' GoFundMe pages and the Bruce Pittman Fund for Students in Need. And they're buying personal devices for our students and continuing to look for other ways that they can help. This is what it means to be a vandal. In the last 24 hours, we have sent updated communications to our students, employees, parents, and alumni. And in those communications, we discuss campus security, services available to our students and employees, our plans for both remote and live instruction to close the semester, and our plans for a candlelight vigil on November 30. All of this is available on our website. We all want swift justice and continue to work with law enforcement to aid them in any way helpful to their investigation. As the investigation continues, we will better know how to proceed in the new year. We will endeavor to find the balance among safety concerns, the need to grieve, and the long-term needs of all of our students and employees. Through everything we do, we will keep
While he's writing a book. While he's writing a book.
And Ethan, as well as their families and friends, in our thoughts and our prayers.
While he's writing a book.
I'm sorry, I need to introduce Deputy City Supervisor Tyler Palmer. Tyler, sorry.
He's sorry that he has to enter. What? Why did you even get up there and say? I guess because you're the university president and it's at your building because it's got that University of Idaho. Daddy Green, we're going to be showing you some shit in a second.
Deeply appreciate the kind words.
Shout out, Caddy. Appreciate you.
Support we have been receiving from our alumni and friends, as well as many others who may not know us but have taken time to reach out. People are donating to the victims' GoFundMe pages and the Bruce Pittman Fund for students in need. And they're buying personal devices for our students and continuing to look.
The birdie devices. You look so heartbroken, you lying ass
for
motherfucker.
other ways that they can help. This is what it means to be a vandal. In the last 24 hours.
You know, anytime that he looks, he's always looking like this. I don't know if I can show it good on the camera or not. Hold on. He's always looking like this. He's reading his paper. He's going like this. He's reading his paper. We all want to say here that today, as I'm speaking to you, that it's all about Vandal Pride and it's all about the community and you too. I mean, come on, dude.
4 hours, we have sent updated communications to our students, employees, parents, and alumni. And in those communications, we discuss campus security, services available to our
He doesn't want to
students
have
and
eye
employees,
contact with
our
nobody.
plans
Look at
for
that.
both remote and live instruction to close the semester, and our plans for a candlelight vigil on November 30. All of this is available on our website. We all want swift justice and continue to work with law enforcement to aid them in any way helpful to their investigation. As the investigation continues, we will better know how to proceed in the new year.
Bet you will.
We will endeavor to find the balance among safety concerns, the need to grieve, and the long-term needs of all of our students and employees. Through everything we do, we will keep Kaylee, Madison, Xana, and Ethan, as well as their families and friends, in our thoughts and our prayers. Thank you. I'm sorry, I need to introduce Deputy City Supervisor Tyler Palmer. Tyler, sorry.
City Supervisor.
Good afternoon. My name is Tyler Palmer. I'm Deputy City Supervisor with the City of Moscow. And I'm here today on behalf of Mayor Arthur Betke, the Moscow City Council, and Moscow City Administration.
He's there on
Lots
behalf of the
Kaylee,
mayor.
Madison, Dana, and Ethan has sent an overwhelming, palpable wave of grief, confusion, sorrow, and anger through our peaceful community. Mayor Betke, with the support of our City Council, has instructed staff to marshal all necessary resources for our law enforcement professionals as they diligently work to assure the safety of every member of this community and find the person or people responsible for this. The outpouring of support, kindness, and genuine empathy locally and even globally has been a humbling reminder that those who want to help far outnumber those who want to hurt. And we take some solace in that. To all of you who've reached out, sent letters and cards, provided food for those working around the clock on this investigation, and offered other resources, we thank you sincerely. These continued acts of charity and humanity remind us why we live in this tight-knit, caring community. The city of Moscow is committed to seeing this investigation through to a successful end and will continue to dedicate whatever resources are necessary for that effort. We are thankful for the immense support from the University of Idaho, Lake Tahoe County, Governor Little and his office, the Idaho State Police, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Moscow is my home. And I know we won't be defined by tragedy, but how we respond to it. We mourn the loss of these beautiful young people, and we will relentlessly pursue justice on their behalf. Thank you.
Okay. I don't understand what the fuck just happened. Wouldn't the mayor have came out with a statement or something? I mean, like you're gonna send him. You're gonna send him to say this. No wonder he introduced him, because both the shit that they're saying just doesn't. What are you even saying this shit for, dude? Like, for real? Like,
Introduced Deputy City Supervisor Tyler Palmer.
more PR? What? Why is the mayor
afternoon,
not?
my name is Tyler Palmer.
Why is the mayor not up here? Okay, maybe they're on vacation or something. That's fine. If they didn't want to make a statement, that's fine. I'm sorry, I usually don't. How often do you hear from the mayors? How often do you hear from the damn mayors? And what? Like, this is.
I'm Deputy City Supervisor with the City of Moscow, and I'm
This
here
is
today
what-
on behalf of Mayor Arthur Betke, the Moscow City Council, and Moscow City Administration. The loss of Kaylee, Madison, Dana, and Ethan has sent an overwhelming, palpable wave of grief, confusion, sorrow, and anger through our peaceful community.
Yeah.
Mayor
Yeah.
Betke, with the support of our City Council, has instructed staff to marshal all
police are
necessary
saying the same
resources
thing.
for our law enforcement professionals as they diligently work to assure the safety of every member of this community.
Well, you're damn straight, because they say if we need your shit, you give it to them. So damn straight. I don't understand why the. What the fuck?
And find the person or people responsible for this.
Yeah, that's what we've been hearing from law enforcement.
The
I didn't know
outpouring
we
support,
needed a mayor flunky to fucking tell us this shit too at a press
kindness
conference.
and genuine empathy locally and even globally has been a humbling reminder that those who want to help far outnumber those who want to hurt. And we take some solace in that. To all of you who've reached out, sent letters and cards, provided food for those working.
Bro, you need to reach out to your tailor and have him fix the shoulders there, because it's not matching up, bro. You look like you're wearing a superhero vest suit over. You know what I mean? Like, it has no sleeves. It's like he's wearing a superhero jacket with no sleeves, and then the shirt that's underneath it looks like it's part of the superhero jacket. But it's like, what do they call them things? Like the Marty McFly shit. You know what I mean? The Marty McFly thingy. What is that thing where it's just like the vest and it doesn't have the sleeves? What is that called? It's like a superhero outfit. That it is it doesn't need, y'all, it doesn't need to be a clip-on tie, because it's a suit. That motherfucker. It's a slip-on. It's a slip-on suit. It don't need to be clipped on. It's already sewn in and attached. The top here is elastic. He just slips that shit down because he's got the blue arms already ready. So he just probably puts his hands up and it just shoots right down on him. And then he's ready to go. It ain't no clip on. It's one of those new age. See, Fry's stuck on that old technology. That's why Fry ain't into YouTube yet. That's why he thought they were going to get away with all this shit, because they didn't know anything about YouTube. They're back in the, they didn't even have somebody that could talk to the press, you guys, He's on the old school. This guy, he's like, you know what? This is the new clip-on. It's the fucking pullover that you can just, it's just, that would be fucking sweet for me, like if I show up, shout out Andrew D. Myers, I'll be on his show. Wouldn't that be sweet, you guys, if I like woke up and I went from like the hoodie on the Evil CJ show and I could literally like get one of those suits and just like, that would be fucking amazing. Like the in-between show, like the trance, it's like the different outfits for different shows, different songs. Man, that'd be nonstop. Quick as shit. Damn, look at it. Looks good. But man, it's a little poofy right here. You might
around
want
the clock on this investigation.
a little poofy
and offer
right
other
here.
resources. We thank you sincerely. These continued acts of charity and humanity remind us why we live in this tight-knit, caring community. The city of Moscow is committed to seeing this investigation through to a successful end, and will continue to dedicate whatever resources are necessary for that effort. We are thankful for the immense support from the University of Idaho, Lake Tahoe County,
Pop that shoulder. Pop the shoulder.
And the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
This guy's popping shoulders.
Moscow's my home.
All right, bro. More fucking daddy green fake ass shit. Let's see if you got it. Nah, fuck it. I'm not even gonna worry about it. Let's go back. Let's go to the Q&As here. Is this
And then second after that,
damn, he looks wore the fuck out, don't he? Damn, he looks wore the fuck out. This is 11/23, so this is just 10 days later.
so we would like to open it up.
Looks a lot different. It looks a lot different from the first two. I'm going to be honest with you. The first two press conferences, 11/16 and 11/20, even though it was new, I don't know, he looks a lot different in this one. I wonder why. Bet he's going to run for political office? Maybe. The hair fluffiness. Oh, of Daddy Green. Oh yeah, I was gonna share these with you guys real quick. Shout out Caddy. You got some shit like that. Shout out Truth and Transparency, getting into the Governor Scott Green shit. You got President Green. Gabby and I had a great time with the Vandal Jacks. This is President Scott Green. Shout out, Caddy. Damn, my coffee's going down real quick today. Frickin'. Jeez. Notifications. Gabby and I had a great time with the Vandal Jacks at Lumberjack Classic last weekend. We met team captain Chris Rao, left and club president Emma Macon Wright, and watched the U of I team compete against teams from schools in Montana, Colorado, Arizona, Oregon, and British Columbia. More than 150 students participated in the event at Pitkin Nursery. Go Vandals! Looks like a lot of people there, too. Wow. The Lumberjack Classic. Pitkin Forest Nursery. Lumberjack Classic. Saturday, November 12th. Idaho Vandals right here. 9 a.m. Chopping, crosscut saw, chainsaw, axe throwing, choker race, obstacle pull, climbing, caber toss, and more. Zoom that back. Shout out, Caddy. Thank you for sending those. What's up, SM? Ticket number 80. Thank you, Swamp Side. And he took a pay cut. He took a pay cut to become the president of the university. Your journey starts here at the University of Idaho. Students like you roll up their sleeves and do research that has real impact on their communities. How about you research your own fucking Idaho Phoenix deal? Vandals study with acclaimed professors in amazing spaces and landscapes at Idaho. What's outside your door is as exciting as what's on campus. Learn how you could go forward boldly for yourself, for the world. This is the U of I College Tour. Interesting shit. Back to the press conference. Now, there is another version here. Give me 1 second. Now, the University of Idaho version, hopefully they fix their feed because the Idaho version actually switches back and forth between the people asking the questions, unlike the one that we were just watching. So hopefully they fixed their audio. Hold on. They didn't. All right, we'll just mute the music because I like having it show the reporters. And if we need to, we will go back to the other sources if we have to. Just let me know when we switch it if we have audio issues or not when it comes to you guys hearing it. What's up, Anna? Thank you for hopping in. Happy New Year. All right, let me know about this audio. Let me mute the music
Like to
here.
open it up to any questions, but I would like to ask if there's an
Let me
Argonaut
know.
reporter here that would like to ask, and then second after that, an Evergreen reporter if there's one in the room. So let's start with the Argonaut, please.
Yeah, slip on suit. I can't hear them.
James Torman Aldrich with the Argonaut. I have two questions, if that's all right. Firstly, being what the
Argonaut. So remember last time they wanted to give the first questions to the Argonaut, the local paper, and nobody showed up. Nobody was like, "Hey," nobody was there. It made them look really crazy. I just found out I'm making something. Annual leave? Yeah, probably average. I used to get where I used to work, I got 3 weeks a year, so but I gave all that shit up, benefits and vacation and all that shit just to try and do this. I gave up a lot of shit just to try and be here for you guys 24/7. A lot of shit.
So we would like to open it up to any questions, but I would like to ask if there's an Argonaut reporter here that would like to ask, and then second after that, an Evergreen reporter.
Oh,
in the room. So let's start with the Argonaut.
That's so sweet. Argonaut. You said no, you're not from the Argonaut.
James Aldrich with the Argonaut. I have two questions, if that's all right. Firstly, being what the police presence is going to look like after Thanksgiving break and how long that's going to last.
So I'll go ahead and answer. The police presence is going to be very heavy after the break. We have Idaho State Patrol that will also still be in the area, and you'll see a high impact of patrol officers and troopers, as well as Latah County Sheriff's Department personnel in the area.
And then secondly, will there be any possibility of the release of the 911 phone call?
He just asked about extra security presence in the area, and you just. We're going to continue to have the same presence out there as we have. This is 10 days after the crime.
I have two questions, if that's all right. Firstly, being what
Two
the
questions,
police
but
presence
only got
is
one.
going to look like after Thanksgiving break and how long that's going to last.
So I'll go ahead and answer.
Well, you know how long it's going to last until the person's caught. Come on, bro.
The police presence is going to be very
Come on,
heavy
bro.
after the break. We have Idaho State Patrol that will also still be in the area.
Very
You'll see
heavy.
a high impact of patrol officers and troopers, as well as Lake County Sheriff's Department personnel in the area.
And then secondly, will there be any possibility of the release of the 911?
So you think the heavy police presence is going to detour the person from you guys, they were all over fucking Banfield and all over the neighborhood the night the crimes took place. Did you think they were worried about the police presence that night when they went and committed the crime? They were the fucking next street over. And the person went in there and committed this crime. And they're supposed to be worried about a heavier police presence. Bro.
One phone call, even in transcript form.
Not at this time. Officers and
Wow.
troopers, as well as Lake County Sheriff's Department personnel in the
What
area.
the fuck?
And then secondly, will there be any possibility of the release of the 911 phone call, even in transcript form?
Not at this time. That's part of our investigation.
Not this time. It's part of our investigation.
Frankie Beer, the Daily Evergreen. I guess the Moscow PD press release mentioned looking into hundreds of pieces of information about Kaylee's potential stalker. I was wondering what led you to believe she did have a stalker possibly, and why those pieces of information haven't come up with conclusive results.
I'm actually going to let
That's a
Captain
good
Lanier answer this
question.
Okay.
Thank you, Chief. We obtained information through some of our interviews that Kaylee had made some comments about a stalker, so that's where that came from. We have followed up looking at specific time frames in specific areas of town. So far, we have not been able to corroborate it, but we're not done looking into that piece of information.
They all have the same wedding bands. You
Dan
realize that?
Springer, Fox News. If I can
They all
get,
have the same
Captain
one.
Lanier. Sir, why not tell the public who the target was? You've said that this was a targeted attack. Why not tell the public who was targeted? If it was multiple people, it would go a long ways to telling the public what you're looking for and who you're looking for, the type of person.
Hey, there's
you're looking for.
nightcap
Why
hair.
not do that to alleviate some of the fears out there in the community?
Well, first and foremost, we have the integrity of the investigation to preserve.
Of course
And
you do.
We feel like that information is integral to us and how we conduct our investigation. Releasing that to the public may or may not flood us with a lot of information that's not relevant or specific to what we're looking at. So, we do want more
Boom!
information, but we don't want
Boom! You fucking dumbass. Oh, man. We got to watch that again because they both had good questions. See what I'm saying? They're getting asked questions that they don't and are not prepared for. So the only thing they can do is go back to rebuttal 1A that says, we have to keep this close to the vest. Shut the You got reporters asking real questions, holding these people accountable. Now, they could sit there and not talk to the community and be quiet and make the community scared, right? But when you have people and you open it up to questions, you leave yourself open for this kind of shit. You deserve. And the fact that you're sitting here a week and a half later saying the same ass shit, and you have these reporters asking real questions for the community, questions that the community once asked, and I'm sure they're sitting there watching that TV station going, oh, cool. And then they hear the answer, and then they get frustrated, just like all the local news reporters and all the community, because nobody's being told shit.
Mentioned looking
It's
into
horrible.
hundreds of pieces of information about Kaylee's potential stalker. I was
Great
wondering,
questions.
what led you to believe she did have a stalker possibly, and
Notice
why
what?
those pieces of
Sorry.
information haven't come up with conclusive results?
I'm actually going to let Captain Lanier answer this question, okay?
Thank you, Chief. We obtained information through some of our interviews that Kaylee had made some comments about a stalker, so that's where that came from. We have followed up looking at specific time frames and specific areas.
Huh. Why is Lanyard standing up there? Oh, because he was the one that showed up and ran the investigation first on the first day. And he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. That's why he wasn't letting the coroner come out there until 5:30 because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. No wonder his ass retired. No wonder his ass retired. Chief Fry's like, can you handle that? Yeah, because Fry didn't fucking know.
Of town. So far, we have not been able
I'm
to
blocking
corroborate it,
Fry's face.
but
Hold
we're
on.
not done looking into that.
Put me over here. Put me over here.
Dan Springer, Fox News. If I can get Captain Lanier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, why not?
There you go. Look at that. See, it's still got his poofy. It's still got the poofy going. He must have just woke up though.
Tell the public who the target was. You've said that this was a targeted attack.
I remember you putting
Why
that
not
before,
tell the
man. That's a
public
good
who
stat.
was targeted? If it was multiple people, it would go a long ways to telling the public what you're looking for and who you're looking for.
But
the
don't
type of
you
person
want
you're
more
looking for. Why not do
information?
that,
right?
to alleviate some of the fears out there in the community?
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, we have the integrity of the investigation to preserve. And we
Bullshit.
feel like that information
Coffee cup.
is integral to us and how we conduct our investigation. Releasing that to the public may or may not flood us with a lot of information that's not relevant or specific to what we're looking at. So we do want more information, but we don't want we don't want to put our investigation in jeopardy by releasing what we have. There's always a balance between what you're willing to release versus what you're trying to gather.
And you're not releasing
We
shit.
told the public very clearly from the beginning that we're looking for a knife. We've told the public very clearly from the beginning that we believe it was a targeted attack. I mean, to be honest, you're going to have to trust us on that at this point because we're not going to release why we think that.
Lauren Patterson.
Yeah, that reporter knew. I ain't gonna get nothing that's gonna be useful from this guy, and he's just gonna be answering the same bullshit. It's rebuttal 1A. Rebuttal 1A.
The Northwest Public Broadcasting. I see that the FBI set up a special web page just to collect digital information. I'm also curious if any of the investigators can speak to this. Curious if the Wi-Fi hotspot has been tapped at all. It's possible if the suspect had their phone on them, it may have pinged off the Wi-Fi in the residence. Has that been checked on at all?
As I stated, our investigation is looking at every avenue of every piece of evidence that we can. The FBI has given us a website for
Same shit.
any downloads of video or anything. So we ask people if you have any of that to send it to us, please.
Thank you. Natasha Chen, CNN. I have a couple of questions here. One, in many homicide cases, the first hours, the first days are so incredibly crucial. Now that we're moving into a window that's further and further away from
Ticket number
intent,
84. What's up,
does
Danny?
that concern you about the ability to arrest a suspect, or do you have information that you simply can't share with us that makes you confident that you're close to solving this?
I'm going to have the Colonel step up and address that, please.
Chief
Thank you for
Fry.
the question, and I would like to address it a little more globally than specifically. A little more globally here. Yes, as time goes on, I mean, we're time past the initial calls for service and the initial crime. However, we also, as time goes on, are able to process the forensics evidence, any forensics evidence that we may have collected, and so that helps us. And we're also able to process the tips that continue to come in, which may help us. And so, while time in one respect is not beneficial, in another respect it is, because it helps provide us with that whole picture of with all of the information that we're gathering, whether it's evidence or tips or any other information that we're gathering. It may help us to provide a clearer picture. And so it may help answer those questions that we're seeking as well.
Hi, Angela Palermo, Idaho Statesman. I was wondering if there's any evidence that suggests the attacker visited the first floor where the two surviving roommates were.
That information will not be released at this time. It's part of our investigation. And as we stated earlier, there's many things that are involved in investigation that we will release and things we won't.
It's the same shit. They're just getting better at it now. This is the third one. They're just getting better
Good
at
afternoon,
deflecting.
Ashley Soriano, Fox News.
They're not
I
even
have two questions.
getting caught off guard
Have
so
you
much.
considered the possibility of a murder-suicide? Is that something that you guys are considering right now?
They came out with that statement in the beginning. He said unalive, self
That
unalive.
question has been asked previously, not at a press conference. It's certainly something that we
Right.
looked at in the early part of the
Yeah.
investigation. It is not.
What the fuck you talking about? You came out and said it was unalive, self unalive, bro. And that's when I said, who in the hell does a unalive, self unalive like this? Are you fucking stupid? You're gonna go do that to those, and then you're gonna do all that to yourself. What?
Something that we're looking at this time.
And I know some of the investigators' vehicles and police vehicles are coming in and out of the driveway. Do you think that potentially could disturb any tire marks or other evidence?
Yeah. So the question has been asked about why did the crime scene tape expand, and that's not uncommon. When the first officers arrived, they tried.
It's not uncommon to show up and park all your fucking vehicles all over the fucking parking lot. Oh my gosh. You're going to show up to that kind of brutal crime. And you're going to let everybody and their fucking brother park all over that parking lot. And then you're going to expand the frickin' crime scene. Your ass backwards, bro.
Ask about why did the crime scene tape expand, and that's not uncommon. When the first officers arrived, they tried to cordon off what they thought was important.
You're right. Yeah, when you arrive, but dude, when you arrive, you already know. You already know. So you're saying that the officers that showed up didn't know what the fuck they were doing, saw what they saw, and then just continued to let people pull up and park in the parking lot because the crime scene just went around the ladder. Okay,
Ask about why
probably.
did the crime scene tape expand? And
Probably.
that's not uncommon. When the first officers arrived, they tried to cordon off what they thought was important. We immediately expanded that when the investigators got there to process the scene. And logically, as this progresses,
Or the latent footprint.
press releases, we've expanded it to several areas of the city and have in fact canvassed entire neighborhoods. So
Wow.
we try very, very hard to uncover every single bit of evidence possible in an area before we move on to the next area. So yes,
Just like
we've looked at everything that we think we need to look at in and around the crime scene at this point. Well, it's a gravel parking area, so it would be hard to say that.
How are you folks holding up? How are your detectives and officers holding up? And Chief, you mentioned that detectives are prepared to work tomorrow on Thanksgiving. So is the expectation that they will be?
That is correct. We're going to have many detectives and agents working all the way through this incident. Our people are dedicated. Our people care about this community. Our people want to ensure the
It's your fucking job to figure out what happened to your community. That's what people pay you for.
community that we're here to bring safety and we're here to get a resolve on this. So we will continue to push through. We'll give people time off as they need it, and we will continue
Yeah,
to take
like the
care of
person
them.
that you
But,
find out fucked up
we're
the
gonna keep pushing on
investigation.
this until we
What's up,
come
Control
to
Alt Delete? How you doing? I'm freaking cold.
Chris Mitchell, KLEW. Is there any plans to increase security for the Apple Cup on Friday?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Peachy. What'd he say?
I can't speak.
we will continue to push
This
through.
is so full
We'll
of
give people
PR.
time
Like
off
they've
as they
done,
need
they
it,
got it
and we
mastered
will,
now.
continue to take care of them, but we're gonna keep pushing on this until we come to a conclusion.
They got this shit mastered right now. This is the third press conference. This is 11:23, the Q&As, and they're not being caught off guard on this one. None of them. Each one of them, except for Lanier, he was caught off guard for a small moment there a second ago. Other than that, they're not being caught off guard. They're probably standing there. Well, I mean, let's be honest, it's the same response. We're collecting all the investigation and we're keeping everything close to the very, very humongous difference between the first two and this one when it comes to the questions being thrown at them. They're really good questions too. Some of them are better questions than the other two episodes, but they are on the ball just right away with that rebuttal. Right away.
Chris Mitchell, KLEW. Is there any plans to increase
What's up,
security
Knowledge?
for the Apple Cup on Friday?
The what? The Apple Cup?
I can't speak to what's going on in the state of Washington. I can only speak to what we're doing here on the campus of the University of Idaho in concert with President Green and his team. We are absolutely, with the Idaho State Police and the Moscow Police Department, we are 100% dedicated to making sure that
This guy reminds me of like somebody on Family Guy. I feel like he reminds me of a cartoon character on Family Guy, and I can't picture it right now. If y'all know what I'm talking about, drop it in chat. For some reason, he's given me like this. I don't know who it is. I just see his face in there and little pointy nose and shit, and I'm thinking like Family Guy.
a safe place for students to do what students need to do. And so that's
Boss
why we have so
Hog,
many
Dukes of
uniformed
Hazzard.
troopers here that aren't necessarily assisting with the
Boss
investigation, but
Hog.
are here to help with the campus security.
Dukes.
And, President Green and his team have been fantastic in helping to strike that balance to make sure that we have law enforcement resources here. So while I can't speak what's going on anywhere else, I can tell you at the University of Idaho, we have a lot of state troopers and a severe increase
I
of state
bet you
troopers
do.
and Moscow police officers here, both on campus as well as throughout the community.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, rebuttal.
ABC News. Are investigators looking at any possible connection to an unsolved double stabbing in the Salem, Oregon area about a year and a half ago? Specifically, 2 people stabbed in their home in the middle of the night, long knife, no suspect at this point. One died, one survived.
I think we're looking at every avenue, and we have other agencies
Oh.
reaching out to us with other cases and stuff that we are doing follow up on, and we will continue to follow up on those.
Are you aware of that case?
Actually, I had a
I wish I could be sitting in one of those, like just going from different press conference to different press conference and asking questions. I would love to be able to do that. Just go from one press conference to another and just ask questions. Read up on the case. Go there. I gotta
tip
think
come
of,
in on that case, and I forwarded it to our tip line.
Okay.
how
One more
can I
question.
put that
Can you
in the
confirm
show?
the bodies have been released to the families or are being released today?
I believe they have been released to the family, and I know that I believe one of them has already had a funeral.
Really? Because I'd be asking these fucking, I mean, I'd be asking real shit, you know? And I'm not gonna ask dumb shit like,
That's-
And how long do you plan on having the fort? Duh, until the dude's caught, bro. What are you talking about?
Martin with the
I
LCSC
mean, why even waste
Pathfinder.
you? Why
Can
you got
you
golden
lend any
opportunities to ask
insights
real
into the
questions?
possibility that the murder weapon is linked to the ROTC program? And also, you mentioned that the analysis unit is here. Will we be able to hear anything from them about a working profile they possibly have? And
How can they make wow, you're gonna ask 3 fucking questions, lady? Holy shit, dude. Why are you gonna ask if the knife was connected to an ROTC program when they don't even have the fucking knife? And if they had it connected to the ROTC program, don't you think that they would have a profile and a suspect and a name? Lady. Shit, I'd be doing freezes at press
with the
conferences with my
LCSC
questions.
Pathfinder.
Like,
Can
yo,
you lend any insights into the possibility that the murder weapon is linked to the ROTC program? And also, you mentioned that the analysis.
and when when you're when you're listening to these people and they're not answering your questions, you have to ask them in a different way. You know that they're not going to say anything about the fuck ROTC. You have to figure out the questions that you're going to ask because you already know that they're going to answer your questions with that. You got to pick the words carefully because just like so when these people are at the press conference and they're up on them podiums, just like the first 2 episodes, they're caught off guard. Why are they caught off guard? Because they're not expecting it, right? They're going to expect to answer the questions the same way because they're looking at the questions on the surface level. But if you throw in questions with words that are underneath the surface, that's what makes them go, huh, wait, hold on, what? And then they're trying to remember, shit, okay, is this what they're asking? And then they end up voluntarily slipping information because they're so focused on trying to understand the question. They already heard part of the question, but they're trying to understand exactly what you're asking because you threw in a fucking gear word in there and then they end up telling you something. That's how you catch them slipping.
Unit is here. Will we be able to hear anything from
Had to
them
wax your
about a
brows
working
just in case.
profile they possibly have? And on that note, have you guys ruled out the possibility that the killer might be a female?
I mean, it could.
So we look at every avenue. We're
We'll be
looking at
looking at
every
Emma and
group of
Demetrius
people.
coming up
Like
here
I
soon
said
too.
early in our first
Enon.
press conference, we're not going to let any stone go unturned.
Same shit right here.
Can you just clarify your second portion of that question? Oh, the BAU, sorry.
Yes, I would like to know if the BAU has a working profile, because you look at victimology. Are you able to tell us who was killed first on the time of death, so that we may understand who was? If it was a targeted attack, it would make the most sense if they killed one of the roommates first, and then maybe the other two. I know this is not
Where, lady?
My question is are you guys looking at
Now you just lost him, lady. Like what the fuck? She just lost Fry. Dude. Oh my gosh, I would hate to have you on my fucking checkers team, lady. I would hate to have you on my checkers. Wait, do I want to go this way or this way? You can only go 2 ways. I don't know. Should I go? Oh my gosh. You're not even on my chest or my checkers team, lady.
The BAU unit
My
is
God.
working diligently to do what they do.
She is getting a lot of
Will that
time,
be
too.
provided? I'm sure
that may be provided once the conclusion of this
Lord.
case comes
I
together.
wish I could ask these damn
They are
questions.
continually taking in information, reading reports, and gathering information for that.
I don't get it. I wish I could have.
Good afternoon, Chief. Amanda Rowley with Crime 2. Seeing some
Amanda
speculation with some of the
Rowley.
cars being searched this past week. Wonder if you can squash some of the rumors and that speculation. Is there anything you can share specifically on the white car out front, and then a follow-up for the university?
So
Ooh,
I'll have
nice
Captain Lanier
question.
go ahead and come up with that.
Thank you.
Nice question. Oh yeah, the guy that was there for the first day.
Well, we have looked at a lot of different vehicles. I'm assuming you're referring to the vehicles that were in the parking lot at the time. Yeah, so some of those vehicles belonged to the victims and some belonged to other people in the house. And so for us, that's part of the crime scene. As I mentioned earlier, the crime scene was expanded out through the parking lot. So we wanted to make sure that we looked at those prior to releasing the crime scene. It was part of the initial investigation that night.
Oh, you know what Fry's doing in this press conference, you guys? Here's the link to this. Here's the link to this. You know what Fry's doing in this press conference? Fry, just look at him the whole time. I've been watching him the whole time. He's looking around like he's looking for the killer in the crowd. Just look at him compared. He's looking the whole time like the killer's in the crowd.
Is there anything you can share specifically on the white car out front, and then a follow-up for the
Watch his
university?
face.
So I'll have Captain Lanier go ahead and come up with that.
Thank you.
Well, we have looked at a lot of different vehicles. I'm assuming you're referring to the vehicles that were in the parking
Look
lot
at him. He's
the
just
time. Yeah, so
the
some
whole
of
time
those
he's been
vehicles
scanning like
belonged
that. He
to
thinks the
victims
killer's
and
in the
some belonged
crowd.
to other people in the house. And so for us, that's part of the crime scene.
I've
As
been
I
watching
mentioned
his
earlier,
ass the
the
whole
crime
time
scene was
too.
expanded out through the parking lot. So we wanted to make sure that we looked at those prior to releasing the crime scene.
Look at him. He's
It was
looking.
part of the
Where's the
initial
killer in the crowd?
investigation that night.
Look at him.
And for the university, is there any additional information at this time that you can offer about the candlelight vigil, maybe what we can expect from that? And then any other information you can provide about that?
Oh, I bet he just pissed off Daddy Green. Look at this shit. He was like, he, come on, get over there. Watch it. Watch him direct Green. I want to see how Green responds after this to the reporter. I bet you he gets a little snippy too. Watch this shit. Watch.
Well, we have
Oh,
looked
I'm in
at
the way.
a
Hold on.
lot of different
I'm in the
vehicles. I'm
way.
assuming you're referring to the vehicles that were in the parking lot at the time.
Watch
Yeah,
him.
so,
Watch him
some of
shush
those vehicles
Daddy Green
belonged
over there.
to the victims, and some belong
What's
to
up, LD? I love
other
that icon
people
photo.
in the house. And so for us, that's part of the crime scene. As I mentioned earlier, the crime scene was expanded out through the parking lot. So we wanted to make sure that we looked at those prior to releasing the crime scene. It was part of the initial investigation that night.
Thank you. And for the university, is there any additional
Come on, get over
information
here.
at this time that you can offer about the candlelight
Ooh, I bet
vigil,
he's gonna
maybe
be
what we can
snappy.
expect from
Like,
that? And
motherfucker, I
then,
run you. Who are
any
you to
other
tell me
information
where
you
to
can
go,
provide about
Fry?
that, ask of
I
the
tell you
community
where to
to
go,
lay
Fry.
night on November 30th.
All right, thank you for that. I'm going to turn this over to Blaine Eccles at this point. He's actually planning the whole event.
Pass.
Good
Oh,
afternoon. I'm Blaine Eccles, Dean of Students.
Jimmy Neutron. Damn, bro. Looks like you missed the haircut that week because usually that shit's real fucking. It's kind of going. Usually that shit's like, you know. Looking a little like Wolfman Jack instead of Jimmy Neutron.
The vigil is going to be hosted next Wednesday, November 30th at 5 p.m. We have it scheduled for the administration lawn at the moment. We're going to make a final determination on location early next week, just because we're waiting for the weather window to get closer, so we feel comfortable that that's where it will be located.
No, you're waiting for more students to show up because you were supposed to have it already, and you didn't have it because all your students fucking took off because while they were in shelter in place, their moms and their dads were saying, "Get your fucking ass home." You had to wait. Come on, students, everything's okay. Come on back, everything's okay. Come on back, everything's okay. While mom and dad are saying, stay your ass home. Fuck that shit. Think about it. If you were a parent of a student that went to a college that had that shit, I'm telling you right now, I would be saying, fuck that college. Finish your classes here. Here, I know your ass is going to be alive. Then we'll figure out the rest of the future. Let's get through the semester. We'll figure out the rest of, But as of right now, your ass, especially if you're a female, your ass ain't going back there until I'll be damned if I would, or any parent would be damned to send their student back to a fucking community where they have no idea who the hell did it and they're not telling you shit. You are out of your mind if you're sending your damn kid back there, or if you're not telling your kid to get the fuck home. You are out of your mind.
We're anticipating a large turnout of community members as well as university members, students, faculty.
You
and
know,
staff
when they were in that shelter in place, their
and all
moms
of
and
whom
dads
have
will
been- have
get
been
the
invited to
fuck
join us at
home.
from that aspect of it. The response has just been absolutely beautiful
Doing
and
the
overwhelming
neutron
to
dance.
the love that has been provided to the institution as well as the family members.
Doing the neutron dance.
The Light the Night event that you're talking about, while I don't have a lot of details on that, is set to coincide at the same time, just so that people that can't be here in person as part of the vigil are going to be able to participate remotely as well. The vigil will be live streamed, and it's safe to say that the Vandal family is going to unite and come together.
You are out of your
to support those,
mind.
in the darkest moments of their life, quite frankly.
Oh, well, I'm going to be honest. When it comes to t-shirt, I was telling Echo, if Echo's still in the chat, I messaged Echo yesterday. I said, Echo, I feel a t-shirt coming. I feel a t-shirt coming. I said, remember, I said this. Remember this. Remember I said this because I know a t-shirt's coming. I'm not sure what the t-shirt even is yet because I'm waiting for the t-shirt idea to be projected my direction. So remember, I know I got a t-shirt. It's brewing inside the soul. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it coming. I feel a t-shirt coming. I'm just waiting for the t-shirt. I'm waiting for that to come. So remember this day, because I'll tell you, when it happens, I will tell you. See what I'm saying? I told you I was waiting for this t-shirt, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Blaine Eccles, Jimmy Neutron, Wolfman Jack today.
So I'm going to go ahead and take two more questions. Okay?
Two more questions.
Jordan
This
Smith,
is a waste of a
KXLY.
press
At this point in
conference.
time, do investigators know which entrance the suspect used to enter the residence? If this was someone who might have known the door code at the front or maybe used the back door?
Good
Once again,
question.
that's part of our investigation. We're not going to release that information.
Yeah, they're not going to release it. See, people, they did not say that they didn't or did enter a window or a sliding glass door or anything. Please, when you're going off the videos and you're going to go off the PCA, you have to stick to the PCA when you listen to my videos, because my videos are about the PCA. Remember, Dylan stated that somebody walked towards not out, towards two completely different words. PCA, PCA, PCA. Nobody wants to answer ask a question for real?
No, Baltimore News 8. You said this was a targeted event. You won't tell us why they were targeted. What should students do to prevent being targeted in the future?
Good question. What should students do to prevent it in the future?
That's a great question.
Yes, it
especially
is.
In light of what just happened. If
Right.
you would have asked us 9 days ago, we would have had probably a different answer. Moscow's always been a very safe community. In light of this, and maybe we should always look at it this way, vigilance, always traveling in pairs.
Oh my God, this
knowing where
word
you're going,
vigilance.
telling someone when you arrive.
Oh my
just that kind
gosh.
of general awareness. Maybe we should, as a community, have always been doing that. You know, in some ways, this took our innocence. I would tell students that you need to stay with a friend. I know that the university staff is looking at different options to increase some of the safety on.
The public, listen to this. The public has nothing to worry about. And then Lanier says this.
You would have asked us.
They said there's nothing to worry about, but listen to this. We've told people they need to stay with their friends.
Moscow's always been a very safe community.
We've told people we
In
need
light
to
of
stay
this,
with
and
their
maybe
friends.
we should always look at it this way: vigilance, always traveling in pairs, knowing where you're going.
Travel in pairs, people, but there's nothing to worry about.
Awareness. Maybe we should, as a
Stay
community, have always
vigilant.
been doing that. You know, in some
There's
ways, this
nothing
took
to
our
worry
innocence.
about.
I would tell students that you need to stay with a friend. I know that the university staff is looking at different options to increase some of the safety on campus and
Wow.
providing certain options to students. So, yeah, going forward, there's a lot of things that maybe we wish we would have done before, but we need to start doing now.
Like doing some real fucking work.
I'm going to go ahead and close, but what we do want to let our community know that we do care. We do want to provide a safe environment. We will continue.
What about the
work hard.
single
We will
mom?
continue to do everything we can.
Whatever, dude. What about the single mom that didn't have somebody to walk to the store with her or go to the store with her? The single mom or the single dad. But specifically the single mom that had to walk out there and take chances for their safety. Just, you know, I can't even imagine what it was like for the students. You know, the students that couldn't afford to leave. The students that didn't have the opportunity to go back home because either it was going to affect their studies or it was going to affect their grades or it was going to affect how they, you know, like their job, you know, maybe their job, all these different things. And if, you know, if one thing, right, say they went back home, you know, and they couldn't go back home for the holiday because they couldn't get the time off from work because everybody else done skipped out. You know, like, what about those students that literally had to, because I put myself, like, when I was going through this COVID shit, right, I had to literally sit there and go, I want to go to this new movie. I want to go bowling. I want to go kick it. I want to go hang out. I want to go do stuff. But then at the end of the day, I had to say no. Because if I tested positive for COVID, who knows when I was able to come back to work? And if I wasn't able to come back to work, well, then what happened to the home life? Well, then everything fell apart and then I'm out on the fucking street. So I literally had to completely be like 199% isolated from the rest of the fucking world. I couldn't even go hang out with friends because that one time that I could have hung out with somebody and I got sick from them and then I showed up to work and I tested positive, they would have said, okay, you got to go home, but we're not paying you because you didn't test positive here at work. And then what happens? All of a sudden, there's other coworkers of mine that were testing positive. And then all of a sudden, they couldn't test negative. You had to test negative 2 times to come back. Before you were allowed to come back, you had to test negative 2 times. And there was some people that was like 3 months later and they were still testing positive. What would have happened? And that's the shit I had to keep in the back of my head. I had to sacrifice all that shit just because I didn't have the opportunity to go, oh, guess what? If I lose a couple weeks of pay, even 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, if I lose a couple weeks of pay, it could have been over. Even though I'm sitting there, and this is what got me to the depression that made me even want to start doing a show, is because I had to literally tell myself every time that I needed to get out. Every time I was like, damn, I need something social, man. I need social. And every single time I had to be like, you need to stay the fuck home, dude. It's situations like that where you have to literally fucking sacrifice your own comfort. You have to literally sacrifice your own comfort and your own soul just to exist where you're existing, because any alteration of any plan can throw your existence out of whack. And then next thing you know, it's a big fucking mess, and who knows what's going to happen. And for those students to have to accept the fact that they had to stick around and be one of those students that didn't have a choice but to be at the college, didn't have a choice, they couldn't go home for the holiday because they couldn't get away from work. Because if one thing fucked up, their whole existence could have been thrown out of whack when it comes to what they were doing. And that's the scary part. And then they continued to not put out information for the community, and the community didn't even know. So you had single parents out there. You had students that had no choice. You saw their can you imagine what that did to one of these kids, where they want to go home too, like their fucking friends, and they have to settle for the anxiety just because. It's horrible. And then they can sit there like this and give the same old fucking speech, the same old 1A rebuttal, not answer shit. Great questions the community deserves answered, and they just continue to give you the same 1A rebuttal from the shady shit Cliff Notes. They did it. This one, though, I'll admit, this press conference, LE nailed it. Because they didn't get caught off guard. Just like the other two. They didn't get caught off guard. They stuck to the script. They stuck to the script. Just like they've been sticking to the whole time. Unfortunately, it's sad because you had people out there that were needing answers. This is a week and a half later. You had people out there that were needing answers. Community members that were needing some kind of answer in order for them to have some kind of comfort, because there was none. And I can't imagine how scared the students were that had to stay no matter what. I can't imagine how scared they were, having to accept the fact that they couldn't go, they couldn't leave, they had to stay there for their own survival, and they had to worry about that kind of survival at the same time. You know what? If I was a student, and I'm not into frivolous shit, I'm not into frivolous lawsuits. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. But I'm going to tell you right now, if I was one of these fucking students, I'd be suing the fucking police department. And watch that be a fucking freeze that comes out. All of a sudden, some students are suing the fucking police department for distress, for mental anxiety, for all these fucking other probably fucking issues that you created because you didn't want to buck the fuck up and do what you were supposed to do and answer some fucking questions that deserve to be answered instead of trying to keep shit to the vest so you can make sure that you don't put something out there that's going to contradict what the fuck you're going to come out with when you go to arrest this son of a bitch. That's why you ain't saying shit, because you don't want to contradict yourself in the future. I hope one of these students sues your fucking ass. I hope they sue your fucking ass for what you did to them. Just so you could make something fit your fucking... Watch. I guarantee you. And who knows, maybe this is where it sparks the idea for one of them students. I swear to God. You sue that fucking police department, man. Fuck that shit. What they did to you was fucked up. They couldn't give you, they didn't even let the families put out a reward. They couldn't even give you a fucking, what if the guy, listen, at least if you tell me that the guy has an oval fucking head, at least I know the guy has an oval fucking head and not a skinny head. Give me something. Give me something. There's going to be a lawsuit. Watch. One of these students is going to hear this shit. And they're going to be like, you know what? It is fucked up. Because they did do this to me. Because I went through this. And there was no reason for it. There was no reason for you not to put any kind of information out. There was no reason for you not to answer any of these questions. You know what? You don't know the fucking answer on how to tell the community to be safe? Come up with something. People don't pay your fucking salaries for you to say the same stupid ass shit, which is a bunch of nothing. People pay your fucking salaries to give them comfort and protection, which you did neither of. They don't give a fuck. Whole lot of gaslighting going on in fucking Idaho. The college, yeah, that's why you got Jimmy Neutron and fucking demon fucking lady out there fucking pimping what Daddy Green's out there telling them to pimp. They tell you about how they're worried about moving on and having closure. Who the fuck cares what Jimmy Neutron and Demon Lady have when it comes to closure? How about the families? Think about their closure, you selfish pricks. They did good on this one. It's going to be interesting. On the next episode, for episode 4, where's my paper? Where did I put it? Episode 4, we're probably going to be going through... We'll probably be going through all of the press's Q&As, one-on-ones through the month of December until the arrest. So we're going to have probably 2 more, 2 more episodes. We're going to cover every presser Q&A and one-on-one from 12/6, 12/9, 12/10, 12/12, 12/13, 12/16, 12/19, 12/20, 12/22, 12/28, and 12/29. So we will be probably getting all those in. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to save. No. We're going to go 12/6 to 12/22 for episode 4, and then episode 5 we will cover 1228, 1229, 1230, 1231, 13, 15, and 16. So we'll go ahead and split those up. That'll be episode 5. Episode 4 will be 12:6 through 12:22. I was shocked though. I expected to come in here and see them fumbaloo a little bit. They were on their game on this one, so. But we're gonna see some shit. I guarantee it. We're gonna see some shit on these ones in December. We're gonna see some shit on that one. If I had a student at Idaho, they would have went to a different school. That university does not need more money. No. Shit. Everything's donated. Everything's donated. Ticket number 97. Thank you. Everything is donated. All right, so let's see if there's any documents that dropped. We are going to have a show later tonight, so I'll go ahead and put the notification out there when we're done. And if you didn't check out... And if you didn't check out the why I feel that the knife is Kaylee or Maddie's, check out that link and let me know what you think, because it just, you mixed DM statement. She didn't say they went back upstairs. To me, it was theirs. I don't see how somebody wouldn't have walked back upstairs if they really did truly forget it at the scene of the crime. They would have looked. They would have looked. And I'm sorry. If you had your phone with you, I'm sure you would have just turned the flashlight on your phone and looked around, right? If you had your phone on. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. Happy New Year again. It's already January 2. It still feels like January 1. But we're going to be coming back tonight with just a case discussion hangout show. Kind of going through different things that we haven't gone over the last couple of weeks because we've been busy on some of these other topics. Let me double check. I'm going to see if we got any documents that dropped. I doubt it. And we're going to see if there's any other updates out there breaking news wise. Looking at documents. I don't. There is no new documents. Let's see if we got anything breaking out there real quick before we take off for the afternoon, and I will be back. I might hop back on and do some police simulator. I'm not sure yet, though. I do still got a bunch of more work to do. But I feel like playing some police simulator, some video games for a little bit. And do me a favor, if there's another case that you guys want us to talk about in the next couple days, because I'm going to be doing some other cases as well in the next few days. If there's a certain case that people want to discuss or want us to cover, do me a favor, type it in chat right now or as the show is ending. And then what I'll do is I'll take a tally of everybody's thoughts on cases, and we'll kind of go from there as well. I'm going to take a mixture of kind of what your opinion is. And even if you're on replay, drop it in the comment section. I'm going to take a mixture of what stuff that I do have ready and stuff with what you guys really want us to cover for a case. So just type it in chat right now or as we're ending the show, and then I'll jot them down on my notebook as we're exiting the show. I'm not seeing any updates, anything breaking. I'm not seeing it. So We'll just go ahead and have a kick it hangout show tonight. Talk about the case topics. If we get into another case, that's fine too. It's whatever. But we're going to talk Idaho4. We're going to be having case discussions. So come back and hang out. It'll be, let me see, what time is it? We'll go ahead and make it. I kind of been liking starting like 7 o'clock Eastern. Is it better for you guys? I know I was starting at 7:30 Eastern most of the time. Is it better for everybody? Also, let me know. Is it better for everybody if I start at 7 Eastern or 8 Eastern? Let me know if that makes a difference for you too, because if you guys like me on at 7 Eastern instead of 7:30 or 8 Eastern, let me know. Let me know. All right, I don't see anything. And I'm going to go ahead and get shit ready. So I will see you guys later. I'll put a notification out here after a bit for tonight's show. And like I said, if there's any other cases you want us to talk about, drop it in chat, and I'll be jotting them down as we exit the show. So again, thank you all for hanging out this morning. I appreciate your company, your conversation. Hopefully I'll see you back tonight. If not, we'll see you back again in the morning. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you again in a little bit. Appreciate you. And have a wonderful afternoon.